movies running all evening. We have Biz today.
Hello, sinners. It is I, Father Evil, and I invite you to Destination Station on YouTube.
Bagels and go to Destination Station. This buddy is the bomb.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Yep.
I had to say that for a reason.
Freddie, take that, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. Fuck you. Yeah.
Jamie Kennedy. Subscribe to my man, Destination Station, right now if you want the best content.
Can I ask you, was it something I did? Still I wonder, 'cause it isn't.
What's up? Welcome to another night of Scream Talk. This is Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin. Hopefully, y'all haven't missed me too much on these Scream Talks. Time to get them back rolling every Friday night, 10 p.m. Central. And yeah, we got a little bit of news this week, and we're going to discuss it tonight. And I was kind of debating on what to discuss tonight, and I was like, man, usually Friday nights at Scream Talk, I just keep that and then keep other streams on other nights for other topics as far as like trying to bring down the music just a little bit. I wasn't sure if I needed to talk more about Insidious. We talked about that last night. I put out a short, a right out of the theater reaction on it. Might do a stream here soon about underrated supernatural, paranormal, demonic type movies, and maybe talk about some of the more popular ones. But there are definitely some underrated gems that don't get enough recognition. And so we might do a stream like that maybe tomorrow night or sometime next week. Depends on how things roll out. Also, I have a morning show now, Daily Dose of Horror. That's at 8 a.m. Central. So yeah, that's for your daily trending horror topics. That will start back on Monday morning. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July holiday. Hope you got to eat some good food, see some good friends and family, and just kind of took it easy. You know, we kind of need that every now and then. So yeah, let's see what we can get into tonight. So I just kind of want to hang out, talk a little bit about Scream. It's not a lot of discussion going on about it, but there are some. And I just kind of want to get back in the groove of that, man, because that's just kind of like the highlight of my week is just talking Scream, talking horror with some of the fam out there, you know. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, let's get to the chat real quick. Let's see who's in the house. Gonna wait for a little bit before we trickle into some news and kind of talk about it. If there's anything that y'all have you've been wondering, or any type of theories out there, because there's so many theories going on right now regarding Scream 7 and where it should be set, who's gonna be back, is Radio Silence really gonna direct the film, when is filming gonna start, is it gonna start this year, or is it gonna start early 2024, or is Nev Campbell coming back, is Mark Kincaid gonna come back, who are they gonna bring back, and where are they gonna go, and is Stu Macher actually gonna be a return? I'm really curious of where they're gonna go with it, and it really does need to hit home. I really don't think Scream 7 is gonna be the last, but as far as a trilogy or something, they need to wrap something up. You know, they don't need to keep extending this Carpenter storyline. They need to give us some answers, and we need a mastermind of some sort. You know, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to walk out of, as much as I like Scream 6, I don't want to walk out of Scream 7 feeling the way I did with Scream 6. Kind of like that was kind of I mean, it was kind of cool in some aspects, but in the others, it was kind of like, I feel a little unfulfilled. Like, but it was a good time. It wasn't a bad Scream movie, that's for sure. So yeah, it's just that whole motive. I want a motive to hit, you know, and I want that same tone with our Scream movies. Like I want it to be the same way as mean-natured and hardcore Ghostface is throughout the movies, especially the 5th and 6th one. I want that when the killers are revealed, I want that same darkness. I want that same meanness. I don't want it to turn into a supervillain, you know, like it gets a little campy, a little bit, you know. I want the killer to be taken serious. I want them to feel like, wow, they're as dark and serious as Billy Loomis, you know. And that's what was so great about the first Scream is like, you know, Stu and Billy was just like they were both two ends of crazies, and they kind of balanced each other out. You got the crazy loony one that's having all the fun, then you got the one with the real dark motive. And I feel like we haven't really gotten that yet. It's all been kind of it's like sometimes whenever they're being it's like they almost they turn into sissies whenever they become or almost like jokes. They overdo it whenever the reveal happens in the last couple ones, you know, especially in the last one. You know, I guess it's been out enough for us to do some spoilers on Scream 6, but you know, like Detective Bailey, like you shouldn't be smiling and laughing and doing all this goofy stuff, you know, like you feel like a cartoon character right now. And it would have been great if he just would have taken that serious, but you know, it could have been the directors telling him how to handle that character. So it might not be Dermot Mulroney's fault on that, you know, on that outcome of that character, how they were acting. So yeah, just curious of what y'all are thinking, how y'all are feeling. If they do bring back Stu Macher, he's probably not going to be the same Stu Macher that we've always known. He's gonna have, I want him to be like a blend of Billy and himself, Stu. Like he's really dark and serious this time, but he's also got those little, you know, goofy quirks, you know, like woohoo, you know, like doing all that kind of stuff, you know, like he's almost got split personalities in a way. Let's see who's in the chat real quick. We got Dominic St. Clair. Hey, what's up, buddy? Man, how you been, dude? We need to do a stream together here soon. It's been a while. Got Kirsten Marie in the house. Hey, everyone, don't forget to smash that like button. Yes, thank you, Kirsten. I really appreciate that. Yeah, smash that like button, and you can share this stream anywhere and everywhere, like it says down at the bottom. And it really helps out this stream and my channel. I'm trying to beat that algorithm, trying to go uphill with it. I got a couple of theories that's going to be coming out over the weekend for Scream 7. So be looking out for those as well. And if you're just popping in just to hang out or just to, you know, stop by and say hey or something like that, smash that like button. I really, really appreciate it. It's an easy click away. So yeah, not sure how long I'm going to go tonight. I kind of changed up my background for Scream Talk. I hope you like it. Kind of add some characters and everything. Kind of try to change the vibe, the mood. You know what I mean? Kirsten says, glad to see you, Destin. Yeah, glad to see you too, Kirsten. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I can always count on the fam to show up, you know. And you know, Scream Talk hasn't been consistent recently. Since my channel was like demonetized and all that kind of stuff. Y'all already know, I've already, you know, talked about that enough, but Scream Talk definitely is going to be the regular on Friday nights. And I thought about changing it up for like other horror movie talks, but there's other nights of the weeks for that. And then we also got the Daily Dose of Horror in the morning time, 8 a.m. Central, where I give you all the trending horror news. So yeah, stick around for a little bit. And these streams go into, you know, replay mode too. So if you don't want to sit here and watch the whole thing, I know people have lives. It's Friday night. You got families. So I just appreciate y'all coming through and showing your support and hanging out with me for a little bit, because it's the highlight of my week, honestly. It really is. Katie's in the house. Hi, friends. Hey, Popping the Popcorn. If y'all are not subscribed to Popping the Popcorn, do yourself a favor. And check out her channel. Subscribe to Poppin' the Popcorn. Katie is such a good soul, and she has really, really great content over there. And yeah, she's a good close friend of the channel and an awesome soul, like I said. So yeah, show her some love. If you like my channel, you'll definitely dig her channel. All right. Let's see here. Thomas St. Clair says, I have a theory for Scream 7. I believe she has personality disorder. She sees Billy, but really Billy takes over her and puts on the ghost face costume and kills people. Ooh. That's interesting. Like, okay. So you think it's like really Billy taking over her instead of just talking to her. You think it's really him just like almost possessing her a little bit. Like I see what you're saying. I would say I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think that would be really kind of cool. And they could go that route, but it seems like she is Sam right after she does what she does, you know, like before and after. So I don't know. Maybe Billy really is a ghost. And he's like possessing her body. I don't know, but yeah, that's really that's something cool, Dom. I like it. I wouldn't be mad at it. I know a lot of people want Sam to be or think that she's going to be the killer in Scream 7, and I think from some extent she will be. But I don't know if that's the way I would write it. But hey, we can get all into that. I've talked about my theories so many times. I really think it's like Billy is the ultimate ghost face and no other ghost face can compare, and that's what's going on. And I think the ultimate one that could try to be close to compare is a Stu Macher. So it will be like Billy versus Stu in a sense, you know. And I think it would be really cool if they like shot it in a way to where, you know, how she sees Billy in the reflection, like if her and Stu are like fighting it out and stuff. I think it'd be really cool to see Billy like there in the reflection of a mirror or whatever, a glass, whatever, kind of like egging her on a little bit, like you know, cut some fucking throats or something, you know, like what he says. I think that would be pretty damn cool. Are we gonna get it? I don't know. I hope so. I really do. Also, like I was thinking, for the bad relationships that the Carpenters have with Christina Carpenter, like this whole disownment and everything, and she's just absent, and apparently she's just not a good mom or whatever. I could see Sam trying to take Sam Loomis, like take on a different last name, you know, like change her last name, and she's like no longer wants to be a Carpenter, and she's going ahead and being Samantha Loomis. I could see that. What do you think about that? Yeah, it is an interesting theory, Dom. Hell yeah. I kind of like it a little bit. Yeah. Or maybe that's what ultimately happens in the 7th one. Katie thinks, I think Stu would be very dark. I do too. I think Stu would be more dark than he was, you know. But, you know, whenever you bring these characters back and stuff, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because you remember them how they were and what you loved about them. And then when they come back and they're playing the character, but they don't feel like the character, that's what I don't want with Stu Macher. I mean, I want him to be very dark, like you said, Katie, but I also want him to still have some humor, you know, still have that like crazy side of Stu a little bit. I think that's needed. And it would be really cool if he was kind of just unstable, like the Joker or something, like he's dark when he needs to be dark, but then he's just kind of like goofy a little bit, you know, like, I don't know. It'd be really cool to see just how he could pull that off. And I am, Matthew Lillard's coming back in horror with Five Nights at Freddy's. If you've seen that trailer, he's going to be in that video game adaptation. I know nothing about the video game. I've heard about it throughout the years. Never played it though, but it's pretty cool that he's in the trailer, and he kind of looks sinister a little bit in that one. Like I'm having a feeling like he's like behind some stuff in that film. Well, like it might be a little fun. Oh, hell yeah, Dom. Yeah, absolutely, man. We've been needing to catch up, bro. We've been needing to catch up on life and everything. I'm not sure if y'all caught it last night. I was over on I Shot Him 6 Times channel, and we were talking about Insidious. It was a non-spoiler discussion, so if you haven't seen Insidious, it's a safe stream to watch. And then we hopped over here on my channel, and we did it was a pretty late showing of the movie Girl House. We did a watch party for Girl House. It's a really underrated slasher movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's not really what you think. You would think it's like some big time cheese, and it's actually taken pretty dang seriously, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a slasher going to a girl house with like a bunch of cam girls that are like OnlyFans or something, you know, and he just kind of like, the killer is what's cool about it, and his little backstory and everything. It's like, oh, okay, that's an interesting killer. His name's Loverboy, and he just kind of snaps. So yeah, we did a watch party on that. If you want to check that out, or follow the stream that we did late last night. I think we were like up to like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. or something. It was a good time though. We had a really good time. A little tired today because of it, but it was worth it. Thank you, Katie. You're awesome as well. You're amazing. What movie is that from? Yeah, that's what I like to do on my stream sometimes. I do little quotes. I think I could like answer questions in like, or make a comment or respond to anybody by using a quote from movies. Like that's just what I do. I just use quotes all day long, and people are like, what's wrong with this guy? But you're awesome as well, Katie. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Absolutely. Here's Katie's channel as well. So if you want to subscribe to her, you definitely should. Amazing content. Amazing content. Kirsten Marie says the Billy visions are my favorite parts. It really is cool, and I loved how they used it in Scream 6. And I called it. I said, I bet you that's what's gonna make her have those visions right there. And I'm glad that they scaled it back just a little bit. I liked the presence of it, but I thought in Scream 5 they overdid it in parts. You know, like I really think they should have possibly did something different of that scene where Billy was in her back seat. I thought that was a little too much. Like they just kind of showed them a little bit too much. But in 6, they did it subtly, and I think it's kind of cool. So I'm curious of what they're gonna do with those visions in 7. So yeah, heck yeah. Kirsten says, "Oh, Sam Loomis, I'd love it." Yeah, I think so too. You know, like that's what I'm saying. I think that, you know, for her to have that bad relationship with her mom and everything, at least I don't know if Tara would do it, but I think Sam, you know, well, Tara can't be a Loomis, but definitely Samantha. I could see a Sam Loomis, like that's what she's changed her name to, you know, and probably people are like, are you okay? You know, and maybe we could bring back Mr. Loomis, Billy's dad, her grandfather. I think that would be kind of cool. Wouldn't it be? That's crazy that your ex-wife and your son are psychopaths. And now your granddaughter. Like, what if it's not from the mom? You know, maybe what if all this is hereditary? You know, and it's really from Billy's dad. This unhinged darkness of all of them. Maybe, I mean, I know Mrs. Loomis was a killer, but it was a revenge story. She didn't have like this mental thing going on. And so if Sam is having that, what if Billy had that? And what if that's like kind of like the twist is it's really Billy's dad? Like it's like a hereditary thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think Samantha Loomis is pretty cool. Or even like by the end of the movie, she's like, you know, remember how like Rey was at the end of Star Wars? She was just like Skywalker or whatever. Where she's just like, what, you know, like the news outlet or whatever is like trying to get her info, like what's your name, blah blah blah, and she's just like Samantha Loomis, and like that's like the end of 7. You know, she's finally accepting who she is. It's kind of crazy. I kind of like it though. Dominic St. Clair says they put Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich on screen together in Scream 7 would be a surprise. That would be. Like, I think that would be really cool just if it was shot right, you know? Stu being there, and then you got Skeet Ulrich also, or Billy just in a reflection. You know, I think that'd be really neat. They'd have to do some really cool camera work, you know? But yeah. Matthew is down to do it. Everybody wants him back. Is it too predictable now? Yes, maybe. Maybe. Would it be a surprise now? Maybe. Maybe not. To us Scream fans, I think that would be a cheering moment in the theater. And I also don't think it should just be him. I think they should psych the audience out. And they should do a traditional 2 Ghostface reveal, or maybe even a 3, you know, however they want to do it. And then once that's all done, or maybe like somewhere in the middle, they're just like, we got another surprise for you. And it's just like Matthew Lillard comes out and he's kind of like coaching both of the other killers of like what to do. And he you know, kind of using them a little bit. He's the mastermind. So yeah, I kind of like that. That's what I was hoping for Scream 5, that he was going to walk out. I think we all were. Mayann's in the house. Hey there, guys. What's up, Mayann? Yeah, you were joining us for the live stream of Girl House last night. Yeah, that was a fun time. It was a late night. Hope you got some rest today. I haven't had much, but I'm making it. I'm over here drinking these new Monsters Beast or whatever. They actually got like alcohol in it too. I think it's kind of dangerous. Definitely not good for my heart. But they're good. They taste good. Hey. Hell yeah. Oh, we got Jamie Hart's in the house. What's up, Jamie? Welcome to the party. Welcome to some Scream Talk. What are you most, looking forward to for Scream 7? What do you want to see the most? I'm really curious. Jamie's always got some great ideas. Another great channel. If you have not been subscribed to Jamie's channel, do yourself a favor. If you like my channel and horror content, she's got other stuff on there. Just a really good content creator. Go check her out. She's super awesome. Supposed to do some collabs here soon, so hopefully we can get those through sooner more than later. Dominic says, I like Matthew Lillard in Senseless. Matthew Lillard was in Senseless? Is that the one with is that the comedy? Wasn't one of the Wayans, Marlon Wayans and David Spade or something? I can't remember Matthew in Senseless. Is that the same movie where the guy had like super senses? I need to rewatch that. There's a lot of like comedies that just like never got like a re-release, and it's just like I've forgotten about them. It could be a different Senseless. I don't know. Dominic says, I'm streaming horror games every day, trying to be consistent. I've been actually thinking, it's funny you say that, Dom. I've been actually thinking about streaming some horror games. Like Friday the 13th, they have that new update where they released all the content. I played a couple matches of it and had a lot of fun. I forgot how fun I was having with that game back in the day. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game's about to drop in the beginning of August. So I wonder if I need to put a poll out on the community board and see if that's something y'all would want to be interested in, like some horror game content. I'm not going to just play any game, but if it's horror, if it's slasher, I'm definitely going to do it. Dead Space is great. They got a new Alien game out right now. I haven't played it, but like Outlast. If you've ever played Outlast, I heard the new Outlast Trials is really insane. I haven't checked it out yet, but yeah, that's awesome, Dom. Heck yeah. I've been definitely thinking about doing some gaming content on the channel here and there. Man said, yes, last night was so fun. It was fun. I was like almost falling asleep. I was like getting really, really sleepy. I mean, it was like, I think I didn't go to bed till after 5 a.m. So yeah, it was definitely a fun watch though. I have another watch party I'm going to be setting up here soon. It's I've talked about a few times on my channel. So, but it's called Demonic. with Frank Grillo. It's not the demonic one that came out like last year or the one that's on Netflix or anything like that. This one came out in like 2014 or 15, and it's got a pretty cool cast. And I think James Wan is actually a producer on the movie, and not enough people talk about that. And going to see Insidious last night, I'm just wondering, like, I mean, I know it's a popular IP and everything, but there's so many other underrated gems, you know, out there that don't get that recognition, and it's a shame, you know. Like last night, Girl House was one of them. That's a really good slasher movie. It's got a good killer in it. He means business, and it's a well executed movie. Demonic is one. Mind Hunters is another. The Hills Run Red is another I want to bring to y'all's attention if you haven't seen it. Some of us have probably seen some of these movies, but you know, there's a lot of people out there that haven't. And I need to do more watch parties. Might invite some of y'all to join me and check it out. Hopefully y'all be down for that. Carson Marie said Larry's been drinking those. He loves them. Yeah, there's different flavors, but this store near me did not have all the other flavors. But yeah, they're good. They're really good. Like, I mean, honestly, I mean, I don't know. There were like, I remember a time there was like those energy alcohol drinks in the stores like all over the place, and then they like banned them or took them off the market. So I'm wondering if these will ever get banned. You know, they seem a little dangerous. But I am energy drinks and stuff. I love Monsters, like the zero sugar ones, and Ghosts. Ghosts are really good. If you never had the Bubblicious Ghost, get it. I just need to put it in a koozie because it's really pink. Walking through, you know, Target or wherever, and I've got this, you know, pink drink. But it's so good. It's so good. And it's zero. You would not believe that it's got, you know, zero sugar, 0 calories in it. Ghost makes some really good products. I think they put like creatine and some other stuff, because Ghost was like traditionally like a pre-workout. Val's in the house. What is up, Val? Welcome to the party. Glad for you to show up, hang out for a little bit. Also, Val has an amazing YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to Val's channel, check it out. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but ladies, aren't y'all launching a podcast here soon? Unless y'all already have, I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about it recently, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think y'all are gonna come up with some great things, and I will definitely be tuning in, and I'm gonna be chiming in and giving my thoughts. But that's awesome. Yeah, subscribe to Val's Views channel. She's so good. I can always count on her. Same with all of y'all, Kirsten, Jamie, all of y'all are amazing. Mayanne, Dom, I love y'all. Y'all are super awesome, super good to me. Let's see here. Okay, Dom, I was wondering. Yeah, so it is the David Spade and Wayne's brother one. I need to rewatch that. I did not even remember that Matthew Lillard was in it. I always remember his dance and She's All That. Like, he was just a trip in that movie. But yeah, that I remember liking that movie. There were some good comedies, like some, you know, like, I know comedies get like a bad rap, like they're not like big on like the Rotten Tomatoes and all that kind of stuff, but like I love just a good dumb comedy, especially if it's funny and it works. The comedy is funny, it doesn't have to be a good movie, you know. I love the Adam Sandler movies and the David Spades and the Chris Farleys and, you know, all the old school SNL people, you know, even like Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, Chris Tucker, which Chris Tucker was cool. Chris Tucker back in the day. Now he's kind of doesn't feel like the same guy anymore. But that's okay. That's all right. That first Rush Hour was awesome. Dom said he played Marlon's friend. He was like the punk rocker type of character. Okay, I vaguely remember that. Thanks for letting me know, Dom. I'll definitely have to check that out. It's been a while. Jamie Hart says, I want to see Stu come back for the ultimate revenge. I want Stu to be lone, I said lone ghost face, and I want Gail to get her karma. Jamie, I'm right there with you. I think Gail, it's her time to go. I think the same thing. I think it needs to be, and it needs to be like a, I feel like, because he was always forgotten in Woodsboro. Billy was always the one to talk. He's always gotten the legacy. He's always gotten the shine for the Woodsboro murders. And Stu's probably a little salty about it, and he's like, you know what? I went through all this, and I was there from the original, and nobody remembers me. So we're gonna make him remember. He's gonna become the Freddy Krueger of Woodsboro. We're gonna make them Woodsboro kids remember. I agree with you, Jamie. That's awesome. Dom says, if you haven't played The Quarry, we definitely need to play The Quarry together. There is a multiplayer mode. Did not know there's a multiplayer mode. I do own it, and yes, dude, that would be some great content. The Quarry is definitely. I haven't finished it. I'm pretty far in it, but other games came out, and I was just kind of like, I kind of put it down for a little bit. Actually, the studio sent it to me for free to do a review. I did a small review on it, but I didn't even like. I felt like I played enough of it to know how to judge the game. But yeah, absolutely. I would love to get a Scream game. That would be so cool. And I don't know if I would want it. I mean, it'd be cool to have it like The Quarry, the way it is, like making decisions, and if you make the wrong decision, your character could die. I think that's cool. You could do that. But I kind of want like an online game to where it's like every time you play it, someone else is the killer, kind of like Among Us or like the Friday the 13th game. Somebody's Jason and the others are survivors trying to figure out how to escape and try to figure out who. And with the Scream game, it would be like trying to figure out who is Ghostface. And it's up to, and you get points from both sides, like the person that is the killer has to be sneaky about it, and take people out silently. And maybe there's like secret passages, like Milton's mansion could be a map, Stu's house could be another map, it'd just be several different types of maps, and trying to like maneuver and get all this stuff. And there's like, you got to get the car keys, you got to get the battery to the car, you got to put the gas in the car, you got to find all these survival tools to escape. But I also think that they need to integrate movie trivia, like horror movie trivia. And if you get it wrong, and it's always like randomized, and it's like a timer, and you have to like answer it, A, B, or C or something like that. And if you get it wrong, you get like maybe it would highlight where your location is, and Ghostface, whoever is Ghostface, knows where you are on the map and can get to you quicker. I don't know. Those are just like some ideas. I've always wanted to go and like create a game. I can code a little bit, but I can't code that well. I can pitch some ideas though, for sure. Freddie K. Roberts is in the house. Not Scream related, but I watched a horror comedy movie the other night called Corno. It was pretty good. One scene will make guys very uncomfortable. Wow. Are you sure that was a horror comedy? But yeah, I haven't heard of that one, man. Hopefully it was pretty funny. Hopefully that's one thing when it's a horror comedy, you have to have the horror and you have to have the comedy, like if it fails on one or the other or on both, it just doesn't work. It's just not a good movie. But yeah, man, I'll have to check that out. It's the first time hearing about it. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. Yeah, the game is awesome. The game is definitely awesome. Let's see here. Man said, "Oh, I found the demonic movie you're talking about. I thought it was a 2021 one because I've seen a little bit of it on TV and it hasn't caught my attention." Yeah, it's not the 2021. It's the one. It's like 2014 or 15. Easiest way is like the cast is like Frank Grillo's in it and Maria Bella. really cool structured how the movie. That I think that's one thing. Like me is always wanting to be a filmmaker and director and writer. I just like the way that movie's structured and how it tells its story. I just think it's unique, and I think it's such a cool kind of. It's like you're watching something like The Conjuring a little bit, but it's a whodunit as well. So it's kind of cool. It's got a really cool twist, and yeah, and there's like a lot of good like noticeable stars in it too. So I was like, man, this definitely was shelved for a couple years, but sometimes like that's what happens with movies. Like they spend all their money on this movie, or they can't finish it, and so they shelve it, or something's happened, politically in the world or whatever, and they have to shelve it for a little bit. But if they've spent all their money, because when you're making a movie, you have it broken down and budgeted for, this is what we have for marketing. And if they spend all their money on marketing and they show this movie so much, and then the movie gets put on the shelf, and it just like, and there, it doesn't come out for another couple years, they just wasted all their marketing. So then it just has to become word of mouth once it gets released. It sucks. Unless you're something like Marvel or DC, like The Flash was supposed to come out a couple years ago, and then hell, the marketing didn't even help that movie that much, even though I thought it was kind of cool. I love seeing Michael Keaton back and Ben Affleck. Fat flick. Jamie said his dance and She's All That is fantastic. I love him. You know what? I think I might get that clip and add it to these streams of just Stu Macher. Maybe I can go through like a lot of his like filmography and find some of the goofiest and craziest moments of Matthew Lillard and clip them all together. Not just through the Scream movies, but like, or through Scream, but like just through, because he's such a good actor. He brings his all for sure. He's super awesome. But yeah, let's see here. I said, Destiny, you see the Nun 2 trailer yet? Yes, I have a few times. I'm actually excited to see it. I'm actually, like the Nun I was like, my daughter wanted to go see it. And, the Nun was kind of cool from the Conjuring movies. And I was like, all right, this is going to be really creepy. The movie wasn't really. I know some people thought it was slow, or it wasn't scary enough. It was too Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. But this one has some really, I feel like they didn't show that much. That's what I like about it, is that they didn't show that much. And I think it's going to be a surprise. I think they're going to learn from their mistakes from the first movie, and this one's going to hit, because it had some really cool cinematography and some cool jumps in the trailer. And the Nun, like I hung out with her. What's her name? Forget her name. Baron, I think, or something. Remind me in the chat. But she was at Texas Frightmare a couple months ago, and had a couple drinks with her at the hotel bar, and she's really cool. She's very loud, and she likes to have fun, and she definitely likes to drink. But I didn't know that I did not know that the Nun 2 was already made or even in production. I thought they were just talking about this movie being, like it's been greenlit, but they haven't started it. So I went up to her and I said, hey, are you going to be in the Nun 2? And she just kind of gave me some shit about it. But I had no idea it was already done. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm definitely going to give it a shot. Marcus is in the house. I shot him 6 times. What's up, everyone in the chat? What's up, buddy? I hope you got some rest after that long night last night. It was a long stream. I'm still kind of struggling over here. What's going on, bro? Hope all is well and you got some rest today. Jamie Hart's in the saying that the game. Oh yeah, okay. The game I'm waiting for is Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake was one of my favorite games ever. I agree with that, Jamie. Alan Wake was such a great game, and the footage I've seen about Alan Wake 2 gets me so excited. I can't wait for this game. We have been waiting for this game for years, and I thought I was reading something that you can play 2 different characters. So it looks like you could play Alan Wake or a female character. I don't know how it all intertwines. I don't know if you can jump between the 2, or like, part of the game you're playing him, part of the game you're playing her. but it looks like I think they're going for a mature audience. The first one was rated teen, and they did really well for rated teen. But yeah, Alan Wake 2 is a must. I cannot wait to play that. I might put some of that gameplay on the channel too. If y'all are down for that, if y'all are down for some horror games, let me know. Let me know. It's something I've always wanted to do. It's not. I don't want to be like a full-time gaming streaming, channel or nothing like that. I considered it, but a lot of times I play video games to de-stress and relax. I don't want to feel rushed through a game just to get it out before anybody else, and I don't want it to feel like a job, But with these horror games and stuff, if I can just play at my leisure and y'all just join me and just have a good time, hell yeah, I'm down for that. Dom said, I'm actually making a game right now as a horror game where you play a serial killer that is hunting a victim that is actually a serial killer. Oh, so it's like a serial. It's like the hunter becomes the hunted or something. That's cool, man. Hell yeah, that's gonna be awesome, man. We need more horror games, that's for sure. What's up, Marcus? What's up, my brother? Hell yeah. Let's see. So, with Scream 7 coming out, I got a video coming out, and I'll let y'all know this right now. Like, my ultimate, if you want to, pick a setting, and I know that they've talked about, they would like to go tropical or something similar to, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Which I kind of like that idea, if they do something like that, I think it'd be really cool if something happens in Woodsboro and there is a death or something, and they're like, nope, we're just gonna get the F out of Dodge, and they go and go on vacation to get away, and then once they get on vacation, stuff starts happening. I think it'd be really cool if it was a setup, if Sydney and Mark Kincaid was there on vacation or celebrating their anniversary or something like that, and that's when they realized it was a setup. Somebody wanted to get us all together in one place. That would be crazy. I would be looking at Mark Kincaid. I would be like, what's up with this? Especially if it's an anniversary or something like that. I don't know. They could just be on vacation or want a vacation, similar to what Jennifer Love Hewitt had in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. But I'm not opposed to the whole tropical, we go to the Bahamas or Cancun or Cozumel, wherever, for the setting. But what I want, I feel like I would love it if it was on a cruise ship, like a party cruise. They have clubs, they got bars, they got shops, places like a maze, they got casinos. Thinking if there's a storm and the boat is kind of rocking and everything's slippery and stuff, and they're out there and trying to figure out what's going on. I feel like the killer could blend in very well. And they're stuck, they're isolated in the middle of nowhere, I think that'd be really cool. We need more. I've always wanted to see a zombie type movie breakout, a zombie breakout on a cruise ship too. Think about that, being stuck on a cruise ship and people are just turning into zombies one by one. Somebody's sick, say they dock somewhere like in a foreign country or something, and someone gets bit or gets infected with something, and then they get back on the cruise ship, and then that person gets sicker along the way after they leave the dock, and then just shit ensues, it just starts spreading and everyone's just turning into zombies, and it's just a survival movie. I don't know. I really want to see a horror movie on a cruise ship. Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, okay, y'all are talking. Whoa, this just jumped on me. Where am I? I'm right here. Jamie says, yes, we need a clip for the Lillard dance. Yeah, I think that'd be fun, kind of plug it in. Speaking of clips, let's go ahead and play a clip right now of something, kind of change it up for a bit. Super chats do go to the front of the line. I try to get, everyone to shine and go in order. But if you have something special you want to ask, I will jump to it immediately and try to get to it throughout the stream as well. Just be patient. I'll get to you. But yeah, I think we need a clip on that note. I'm definitely going to add that. You know what? Next stream, be expecting that, Jamie. I'm definitely going to add that. So let's see here. What do we want to see here? We will go with, I had to take some off because they were giving me copyright claims and all that. So I was just like, I'm just not even going to bother. But this is one of my favorite comedies. We were talking about comedies earlier. They don't make them like this anymore.
I called the desert, so we're combing it. Found anything yet? Nothing yet, sir. How about you? Not a thing, sir. What about you guys? We ain't found shit.
It was lagging on my end. Was it lagging on y'all's end? Or was that just me? I could play it again. But it seemed like it was lagging on my end. Hell yeah. Oh, we do have a super chat in the house from my very good buddy Marcus over at Shot Him 6 Times with a $2 super chat. Will more secrets be revealed in Scream 7? Absolutely. I really do think so, man. I don't know if you were in here earlier, but we were talking about how, you know, like the relationship or lack thereof with the Carpenter's sisters and their mother, Christina Carpenter. I think it would be really cool if Sam kind of like since the way that their mom is, like Sam could really kind of just disown Christina. You know, I don't see Tara doing it, but like I could see Sam doing it and becoming Samantha Loomis, Sam Loomis. Like she accepts that, similar to like the end, Star Wars when Rey became that Skywalker. You know, she just said she was Skywalker. You know, like something like that. I think that would be really cool. But like secrets that I think that would be revealed, I'm still hanging on to that abusive relationship thing that was mentioned in Scream 6 from the therapist. You know, that he said, you know, we've talked about the abusive relationship with your dad or with your father, and we all know that Sam never met Billy, never. So he has to be talking about Tara's dad, the one that supposedly left. You know, and I still don't think he left. And if he was abusive, then that means that Sam and him did not have a good relationship. And I could see Sam, if he was abusive to Sam and Sam had this darkness in her, she could have snapped on him and killed him. And he's not, especially after the reveal that she busted out the mom, and he heard it, that Billy was her real dad. He could have snapped on her and got more abusive, and that's when Sam let all her rage out. And he's not really missing. He didn't leave. Sam actually killed him, either purposefully or by accident, by having that freak out. And that's why Sam left, to protect Tara, because now she's unpredictable. She's realizing that she has a darkness in her. That's what I think. I think we're going to get something revealed on that. Also, if it is going to mirror Scream 3 the way Scream 6 mirrored Scream 2, we're going in that direction. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, they're kind of flipping it a little bit, you know. Instead of Mrs. Loomis, we got Richie's dad. So in this one, we had Sydney's brother that we knew nothing about. But Sam and Tara, they could go the Tara route. It could be her sister, not their brother, you know. Or they have a missing sister out there. They have another sister that Christina could have had or something, you know. Like, I don't know how that would have happened, but, you know, instead of it taking the brother angle, they might have a sister. You know, like in the Scream TV series, they did a sister angle with Emma, right? I could see them doing that. And I could also see Danny being the new Kieran. Oh man, we could just keep going on this right now. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. Thank you so much for that $2 super chat. And I'm going to give you a clip right now. And we're going to do some Crispin Glover dance from Friday the 13th. And I dance exactly like this.
Hey, how come you turned that off?
I don't know why they're lagging. Is it lagging for y'all on y'all's end? Because it's lagging for me. I don't really know the dealio here. Make sure I can replay that. But yeah, I do. Let's play it one more time because it is lag. I mean, I got my internet's good. I don't understand what's going on. Let's try it again. Okay, I think that was a little bit better. Okay, cool. If it wasn't lagging on y'all's, maybe it's just on mine. I don't know. I did do an update right before the stream, so I don't know. Something might be funky with my computer right now. It might be overloaded. I do have a lot of programs on here. Let's see here. Thank you again, Marcus, for that $2 super chat, buddy. Might need to bring you and Dom on the stream if y'all want to have some horror talk tonight, and maybe just hang out for a little bit. Let me know if y'all are down for that. I can send y'all the link to join the stream. So yeah, not gonna go as long as we did last night to like 4 or 5 in the morning. That was crazy. All right, let's get back to where we were. Val says, I just love Matthew and Scooby-Doo. There, I said it. I didn't hate his performance in Scooby-Doo. I love the cartoons growing up and stuff, you know, and like, I guess, you know, with it being a whodunit and all that kind of stuff, it's just kind of a fun movie. I kind of, if they ever do like reboot it to live action again or anything like that, I kind of want them to go for like a little bit of a more adult, darker tone instead of the cartoony look. And I know that's kind of like, really, I just want them to go, let's go PG-13 at least, and let's kind of make it can still have that comedy and that stuff in it, you know, but I just wanted to, let's take a little dark approach to it. Let's take a more adult approach to it, even though there is a lot of sexual innuendos in those movies. That's adult, right? Well, if they can do that, we can get a little dark with it. That's what I'm saying. Sean 6 times says Bonnie Aarons. Yes, Bonnie Aarons, who plays the nun. Bonnie Aarons that plays the nun is a super awesome person. She is crazy, fun, and you can tell she's digging these conventions and everything. And you know, I had no idea that the Nun 2 was already finished filming. I thought they were just in talks about it. And I kind of feel like a jackass, like saying, you know, hey, are you going to be in the Nun 2? And then like we took a couple shots and that was about it. But later on, like I think like the next day or night, we were back in the hotel bar, and she comes to our table and she just looked at me. She said, "You're the son of a bitch that asked me if I was going to be in the Nun too. Who else is going to play the Nun? You want to play the Nun?" I was like, damn, she's putting me on blast. Tessa Farmiga, yeah, that's really cool that she's coming back. I think she's good. I think she's a good actress. Mayanne said, set up a watch party so I can press notify me. Absolutely, Mayanne. I definitely will. You know what? I was thinking about it, and maybe I can talk to our good friend Marcus over at Sham 6 Times. I don't know what he's got planned, But I'm actually thinking about, after the stream tonight, starting a watch party for Demonic. Such a cool movie. James Wan produced it. You would think that he directed it, honestly. Such a cool. Frank Grillo's in it. Maria Bello. It's got a whodunit aspect. It's just such a cool movie. There's just been so many movies called Demonic, so it's kind of hard to say, hey, have you seen Demonic? And there's like several Demonics. So, but yeah, it's the 2015 one or something with Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo was in a couple of the Purge movies, I think. He's a good actor. He's a good lead. Jamie Hart says, oh boy, I hope it's Jesse from Control. They are connected universe. Max Payne and Quantum Break are connected too. Yeah, that's cool. Oh man, I forgot about Quantum Break. And that game did not get enough recognition, and they need to bring back Max Payne. Man, they need to bring back Max Payne. That was such a cool game. There was another game that did that slow motion gun game. What was it? It was another like cop thing. But yeah, Max Payne. Jamie, I'm right there with you. Hell yeah. I do game from time to time. Don't judge me. But horror survival games are my jam. Like, I love it. Puts me in that tone, you know, Dead Space. Like just anything that just has that, like if you never played the Outlast game, there's Outlast 2, and now they just came out with Outlast Trials, which I haven't tried yet. I'm just waiting. It's like I have to like fully focus on that, and I want to go through it. But it'll put you. It's a first-person survival horror game. It's. I wish they would make those games VR. I wish they would make those Outlast games VR. That would be super awesome. We need more horror VR games. I love watching people. Man says, I love watching people play horror games because I'm too afraid to play them myself. Hey, I'm thinking about doing some Friday the 13th gameplay on here because they're about to drop it by the end of this year. So get some of the gameplay on. And then we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the video game, coming out early August, which is going to be, it's by the same creators of Gun Media. And Kane Hodder, who played Jason, is also playing Leatherface in that game, you know? So it's going to be a lot of fun time. It's just, I love those type of online horror games. They're just fun. That's why I'm saying we need a Scream and a Halloween. And they're actually going to remake or make a new Friday the 13th game. I don't know which direction they're going to go into it, but I'm down for it. I think it's time. Jamie says, and Alan Wake is very inspired by Twin Peaks. Yeah, that's what I hear. And I got to get up on that Twin Peaks because I'm behind on that. Way behind. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah. Let's see here. Oh, this just jumped on me. Oh, boy. Let's see here. Oh, I am getting kind of behind, aren't I? Oh, we got another super chat in the house from very own May Ann with a $2 super chat. Marcus, please say yes to Destin for Demonic tonight. Oh, she even did a super chat for it. Oh, Mayanne wants it bad. Yeah, I'm down. I'm really down. You know, we could go for a little bit longer, and then we could go to a watch party. You know, if all of y'all want to do that, it wouldn't be hard to set up real quick. But we are going to do this for at least another 30 minutes to an hour. Some more screen talk, horror talk. Evil Dead, game is also a fun time. It's really well made. So yeah, Mayanne, hell yeah, me and Marcus, and I'm seeing Marcus. I see it. All right, I'll send you a link, bro, and I'll bring you on in just a minute. But yeah, Mayanne, hell yeah. So yeah, let's see here. You get another clip, and this is another comedy. Here, you know what? Let's do this one. I kind of play this one too much. Tell me if you get tired of this one, but I don't know. It's just goofy.
Why did you get to that? Okay, Cooker, you need to... Is that a thong you're wearing?
What the fuck you say?
You have a thong on?
Yeah, I'm wearing a thong. I'll get to sleeping bag.
Man, that was just like Justin Long, Jonah Hill, Steve Zahn. Stupid ass movie. It's one of those Happy Madison movies called Strange Wilderness, and it's just one of those movies. It's so dumb, but I love dumb comedies. Same thing with this. Oh, this is from actually the same movie. That damn shark. I'm gonna make a movie about that damn shark. Just we get so many shark movies. Man, thank you so much for that $2 super chat. And if Marcus is down for it, I'm down for it. So yeah, maybe we can make it a big thing. Make it a big watch party night. We can invite a bunch of people, and we can just do the damn thing. I need to find out if you don't own it. I gotta find out which streaming services actually have it. So if y'all want to Google that right now, it's the Demonic 2015. I want to say 15. I can look it up as well. Marcus, I'm going to send you the link to join the stream on your Instagram, so be looking out for that. So yeah, thank you again, Mayan, for that $2 super chat. I really appreciate you. So yeah, we got okay, dude. Yep. Dom, if you're ready, man, I can bring y'all both on. It's been a long time. We need to catch up, Dom, for sure. I'm sure the chat would love it. Let us know. I'm sending both of y'all the stream the link right now. All right. Marcus, it's in your Instagram. Dom, I'm pretty sure let me know where you want me to send this thing. I'm trying to find you right now. Oh, never mind. I found you. Never mind. Gotcha, buddy. All right. See y'all in a second for sure. So hell yeah. All right, now where was I? Okay. Val says the only video game I play is Rock Band. I remember playing Rock Band. I never was good at it. I was never good at those. I've never been good at, musical instruments anyways, but like a lot of friends, I remember going over to like friends' houses and then they're always like playing and then they're always like throw a damn guitar or something I'm like, I don't want to play. I'm not good at it. Y'all play. I like watching. I like hearing the music. That's what I like. So yeah. Just and then wasn't like all that gear for that? Wasn't it like really expensive just to get? Like it's I just felt like I was like, man, I'm not investing that much money on a game that I gotta buy all that separate shit for. Freddie K. Roberts says we need a Scream game. Why hasn't it happened already? Man, I know. And it's like a perfect time to do it too. I think it's time. It's definitely time. So yeah. Dominic St. Clair also says, I'd like to see an alien on a cruise ship or a predator on a cruise ship. That's pretty dope too. And speaking of Dom, we got somebody knocking at the back door right now. And it is our very own good friend, Dom. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? How you doing?
How you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. Yeah, I've just been streaming some games and been in other people's chats. Talking and having good conversations for sure.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Man, I've been seeing some of the stuff you're posting, man. Like some of the films you're working on and stuff. How's that going? Fill us in.
Yeah, it's good. I have coming up. I have like how many films? 1, 2, 3, like 7, 8 films lined up. They're in post production right now, and I just got another gig like for acting in somewhere in LA. I'm gonna be playing like a gang member in like this like vigilante horror film, kind of like it's like I Spin on Your Grave type of revenge movie.
Yeah, it's kind of like a vigilante type thing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be playing one of the people that probably is gonna get killed or something. I don't know. I have to see what they want me to do there. But yeah, so far that's what's been going on. I've done so many projects this year. I lost count. I what you call it? That's why I wasn't able to be making content and also be in other people's chats because I was just so busy on doing this stuff. Because
It happens, man.
it's a lot of work. So once you get that going, you can't really stop. But lucky enough, like right now, there's a little slowdown, so I'm able to do stuff like this. So yeah, pretty cool.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. I'm happy for you, man, because I've been seeing all your stuff, and I'm like, man, he's doing the damn thing. He's making it happen. I only wish to get some of my projects off the ground soon. You know, like after talking to well, actually, it was over on Marcus's channel when he interviewed Cecil from the horror show, and they're making that Dylan's New Nightmare, and they have Miko Hughes back and everything, and I think they're actually showing that at a convention in Arizona this weekend. They might have already done it tonight. I don't know if it was today or tomorrow or what. But he just, you know, it's like you're putting together your team, you're putting together your Avengers, you're assembling it, and you got to just make it happen. So, and he also, you know, like already kind of had it in my mind that like you got to write something that is obtainable, like that you have the budget for. You know, you can't make this big ass budget written movie, which you would probably want to do, but you just don't have the funds for, you know. So it's better to start off small and do some good projects and then build your way up. So I have one script that I'm really trying to get done, which is Shots. I don't know if I told you about that. I think I did tell you about Shots, right?
Shots, yeah, is it the one? I'm sorry, I forgot. I think you did tell me about it, but it's okay to remind me again about it.
Yeah, it's just it's kind of like The Hangover, but a thriller. It's kind of like, you know, 6 friends. There's a revolver, 6 shots. It's kind of a whodunit. They all take shots, and it's kind of like it's a play on like on words, but it's also like about friendship and who is really your friend. And there's a lot of betrayal and secrets that get revealed between the friendship. So it's and it's got a lot of comedy in the script too. I try to keep it as entertaining as possible. I took a lot of inspiration from Quentin Tarantino with the dialogue.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, you said like it's kind of like it's more like his like Pulp Fiction or like a Jackie Brown type of film where it's more about dialogue than violence and action, because like I think like it was like Kill Bill, the movies Kill Bill, those ones are more action based.
Yeah, it's more cinematic and a lot of set pieces and stuff. So yeah, this is a little bit more one location, group of friends getting back together, and shit happens.
Yeah.
But dude, that's super awesome, man. I'm happy for you, man. That's super awesome. You still got your channel and everything though, right? You still making content or
Yeah, I just recently I just started streaming again. Started streaming games, and I just started playing more Friday the 13th game, the game that's gonna shut down pretty soon later this year. It's unfortunate.
Now everybody's trying to play it. They're like, no, it's about to go away.
It's gonna go away. That's why I'm playing it. But also, I love the game. And I heard that they're gonna make another one, but it's not gonna be by Gun Media. It's gonna be by some other company. They're gonna make a new Friday the 13th game. So I'm just playing this one for 2 reasons. One is it's about to shut down, and 2, there's going to be probably a new one coming out. So I'm going to see what's going to go down with that. So yeah,
that's super cool, man. We definitely, maybe we could like link up and play the game, and we can both stream on both of our channels or something, and have a whole audience for it. Like, so I think it'd be a good time. I've always wanted to integrate some gameplay. I just, like I said earlier, like I do it for like de-stressing, kind of like checking out and kind of relaxing a little bit. But with horror games, like, I think it would enhance the experience having an audience watching a live stream and streaming, you know, like playing a horror game. Because, like, I played a little bit of Friday the 13th earlier today, actually, and just getting chased by Jason. I was, like, on the edge of my seat, like, oh, shit, trying to get away. So I'm really excited to see that Texas Chainsaw Massacre game come out, though. I'm really excited for that. So, and that's probably why one of the reasons why they got to shut down, because they got to focus more on that, you know. So I can see that.
I'm also excited for that game, and I've seen a lot of gameplay footage with the killers and the victims and stuff. So it's actually what Gunn did. They really improved the gameplay of the survivor and the killer aspect of it. Also, the engine's great as well. So they improved a lot from Friday 13th to Texas. So
yeah. With Scream, you know, when they make it, I hope they take inspiration from Friday the 13th a little bit. I feel like we will eventually get a game for Scream, but I want it to be, there be a Sydney, there be a Gail, just like Below. There's a Dewey, there's a Randy, there's a Stu. You know, there's all these different characters, and we can actually hear some of the lines from the movies. Like, you know, like I think that'd be kind of cool, like running around. And maybe, like, you know, DLC characters, like some from the new films as well. So I don't know. I think that would be really cool. Really, really cool. We got my cousin in the house, Corbin Williams. It was okay. Not great, but okay. I think he's talking about Scream 6. He's not the biggest horror fan, but it was good all the way up until the reveal. Then it was kind of like, what could have been. But there's been no bad Scream movie in my opinion. But yeah, I think that Scream has more hitters than most of the other horror franchises that have some duds in it, you know, or jump the shark a little bit. So Scream's always kind of like kept it pretty consistent on quality. So that's how I feel. Freddie K. Roberts over on Facebook says Jason Takes Manhattan was on a cruise ship. Sort of. Yeah, I guess. It was like a smaller ship though. It wasn't like I'm talking about a gigantic cruise ship that's like, you know, in the middle of nowhere. And that one was kind of like empty a little bit. It was just them on it. I want one where it's just like crowded. Like, you know, you got families on there like eating and having a good time watching entertainment. I want it to be lively. But, you know, what if it was like a Halloween season or something like that? So they had like a Halloween theme on a cruise ship. A lot of people in costumes and stuff, but then you got Ghostface there too. You know, kind of like what they did with Scream 6, you know, it was around the Halloween season. I think that would be really cool. My favorite type of horror movies are claustrophobic settings. Like, I just tight, keep it there. I don't want to jump all over the place. You know, that's the way I like it. Keep me in the moment. I feel like I'm in it. I got my sister here, Daisha, as well. You got it, baby bro. Love you. Love you too, sis. Thanks for popping in and showing some love. Really appreciate it. All the way from Facebook. Thank you, sis. Love you too. Let's see here. You might have already answered this. I'm kind of behind on the chat. Did you already answer this with Jamie?
So pretty much she said like Control and Quantum Break are in the same universe, but they reference the Alan Wake games, and there's Alan Wake supposed to be like a dreamlike scenario. So like I think I played it, but like I think the premise of Alan Wake is like Alan Wake, he's like a writer, an author, and he goes through this supernatural experience in this place somewhere in like Maine or whatever. It's like a town that's across the river, and it's isolated with mountains and trees and stuff. And he goes through this terrifying experience and stuff, and you don't know what's real, what's not real, because he might be dreaming or whatever. So I don't want to give too much away, but that's pretty much the whole thing about the game. Is like, is this real or not? Like, is he writing the story, or is he making it up? You know, that type.
And the gameplay was really fun.
Yeah.
I really like the flashlight and then shooting. You know, for it to be a rated teen game, it wasn't bad. You know.
Yeah.
And I think Alan Wake 2 is going to be a little darker from what I've seen. I think it's going to take it more into the mature. It looked like there was like actually some blood in it, so I was like, okay, so we are going to go a little bit more violent in this one, which I think they should. I think they really should.
Yeah.
It's like a dream. Horror Tori's in the house. A third secret child. That's what I was thinking. What do you think about this, Dom? Like what I was saying earlier, if they mirror Scream 3, I don't see them doing another brother angle. I mean, they could, but if they wanted to flip it, maybe there's another sister that hasn't been revealed, or maybe Tara is that sister, and that's how they do it, and that's how they trick us. You know?
Yeah, I think like if they're following the roots of the original trilogy, then I say it's a possibility, because so far they have like mimicked the other two films, which is Scream 1 and Scream 2, with Scream 5 and Scream 6. So I think it's not out of the window, or it's definitely a possibility because of that trend, you know, the similarities between those movies. So I think if that were to happen and there is a reveal and they reveal who it is, I don't know. I have to say, I'm thinking it might be someone that's been introduced in these last two movies. I'm not too sure. I have to rewatch them again and see which character that there's a possibility. You know, maybe now think of it. What's his name? Danny, the boyfriend. I don't know. Like, this may be far fetched, but I think it would be pretty crazy if he was the other he was a missing sibling.
That would be kind of crazy, you know, but it was a missing sibling and they've already done the deed. Sam, you know, I could see him being involved, but like maybe they got the same mom, you know, or maybe something, you know, maybe this, I mean, a way that they could do it is like Tara's dad, you know, maybe he had another kid before the marriage or something, or at the same time. And maybe that's part of the reason that maybe that's something that hasn't been revealed, that maybe that's part of what destroyed their family, is that he was having an affair alongside all these other secrets that came about, you know? And he had a kid out there as well. And then what if, okay, whoa, shit, I just thought about it. Damn, I'm gonna make a video about it. Let's just say he did have another kid, a brother, or I mean, a son or another daughter that is half sibling to both of them, right? Or whatever. Maybe not Sam, but you know, whatever. And if there was an abusive relationship with Tara's dad, her father, and she did kill her dad, this would give him enough motive to come back for revenge and start this whole thing up, you know, like, you kill my dad, you know, and all this kind of stuff. Like, you could orchestrate it that way, you know. There's so many different ways they could do it, and I want some more answers. And honestly, with Scream 6, you can't use that with the original agenda, the original motive of what's going on here with the Carpenter family, because that's just a revenge tale. That's all it was. The beginning of that, whenever the opening scene, he said, no one gives a fuck about the movies. That should have told you right there that this isn't about that. This isn't really about any of that. This is just a revenge to get Sam back because you killed our son. Yeah. Or, you know, that's all that was. So I think there's something more. It just isn't going to be connected to 6 as well.
Yeah, I can see that, and also just the thing I was going to say is the way, like, the whole like possibility of the sibling thing that's been provoked and stuff. Maybe if Sam did kill the father and that's the motive and stuff. And I feel like if they do reveal that, and it's gonna be like they reveal the killer, they reveal all that, it's a sibling, and then they're alone, quote unquote, right? Like Roman, right? And then the way I pictured it, and the way I pictured this like reveal scene going is after all of that, he gets stabbed through the back of his or hers head, and the knife out of the mouth, and then I think what was that line that I just came up with it like a while ago, a line like whatever, Ghostface says a line and then pulls the knife out, the sibling drops down, they're dead, and then take off the mask, the killer takes off the mask, and it's Stu. And it's like a whole Uno reverse. It's like not like he was working with the sibling, but he was the true mastermind.
Somehow. Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that would be kind of cool. I've even seen some people say that who the Tara's dad is actually Stu Macher. You know, I don't know if I really want them to go that angle. Which, I mean, they could. I mean, you got to think about it. Are these writers smart enough to like not leave those gaps in the story? You know, because we're gonna look and like, hold on, that doesn't make sense in Scream 5. How did they not know? You know, but I think that would be really cool. Like if it was like Stu and whoever is the brother or sister angle that they use in Scream 7. I think that'd be really neat. I think I dig it, man. I really do. And I do think there is like another child or something. I don't see why they wouldn't go that angle if they are mirroring these movies. But now that we've seen Scream 6, we know for a fact they are mirroring these movies. So the writers have to be smart enough to know, like, hey, we got to be one step ahead. Yeah, we have this reveal, and it is mirroring Scream 3, but we also got the cherry on top, which is Stu Macher. So they get us on both. I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, about what they should do with the final act is they reveal the sibling, and you think, oh, they're the only killer in this movie because they revealed and they're just by themselves. But then they get killed, and then there's another Ghostface that kills them on the spot, and then they reveal themselves, and it's Stu. You know, and that would be like a surprise, like twist type of spin on Scream 3, where in Scream 3, the killer reveals to be the only killer that was in the movie, and it turns out they're the sibling of Sin, and that's it. But in this one, they're like, oh yeah, you think that he or she's the only killer, and they're the sibling, but really, there's two killers, and the main killer that's the mastermind behind everything that's working with the sibling is Stu. And I think that would be a cool twist, you know.
Yeah, I do too, man. It is. I'm just ready for it, man. I'm almost want to know, like, would it be better if Radio Silence didn't direct it, if they found somebody else to direct it? You know, like just kind of get a different flavor. You know.
Yeah. I think because if they don't, worst case scenario, they don't come back for it, right? If they're gonna get someone new, I would love Radio Silence be the ones to make the decision, because they're the ones who started this whole little trilogy, right. You know, with Tara and Sam, the Carpenter sister storyline. I think what they should do is find the right team and find the right writer and director for the next one. And if I had to pick who would be that, currently, I think either Ty West or I thought about this really hard, but maybe James Wan, because he has a lot of skin in the game. especially as a horror director, but he's made a variety of movies, not just in horror, but also in like action and comedy and stuff. So he's very versatile he's very open with genres and subgenres. So I can see him directing and possibly writing a Scream 7. But if not him, then I look at people like Ty West or even a Jordan Peele. Maybe a Jordan Peele because
that would be dope, and
yeah,
I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah, and because like he does comedy, but as we've seen in his previous works and as films, he also makes horror films, and he injects comedy in there as well because there's moments throughout like Us and like I know where there's comedy elements to it where you get chuckles and laughs, and then you go back to the serious like horror element, and I think he can. I feel like he can do a good job. Mixing it together.
Yeah, I do too, but I think he would want to try to do something more psychological with the whole Billy and Sam thing. Like he could probably knock it out of the park with that if they do go a little bit more darker and more with the visions. And what do you think about her disowning her mom and becoming a Samantha Loomis and like accepting the name and who she is?
I think that would be the ultimate wraparound and the ultimate finale to the story, because it reminds me that what you just brought up reminds me of I think it's the 90s Star Wars trilogy. Like he was an Anakin, was throughout the original trilogy. I'm gonna say probably one because he does turn into a Sith, but throughout those movies, so the trilogy, he becomes more and more attached to the Sith, right? And then he ends up becoming who he becomes, and that's Darth Vader. I'm trying to think of another one, but I do like that. I do like that idea, that concept of her accepting who she is. That way she can't run away anymore.
Yeah.
And also that I feel like it's a way of her making herself not fear anything, and also like make the other ghosts, if there's anyone who's going to put on that mask again, they're not going to mess with her, because she is a Loomis by heart. Like when she makes that final decision, nobody's gonna fuck with her anymore. That's the way I can see it. As her, when she makes that decision, it's like, I'm gonna accept who I am because this is who I am, and on top of that, if you better not mess with me because I'm full Loomis now.
Like she's a hunter now.
Yeah.
I could see her like hunting, like don't even do it. Don't even try. I shot him 6 times says, yes, the greatest dance in horror history. Yeah, it is. Hell yeah. And speaking of I shot him 6 times, we got somebody knocking at the back door right now, joining the stream. Our very own brother from another mother, from all the way from I shot him 6 times. What's up, Marcus?
What's going on, Destin? What's going on, Dom? How you guys doing tonight?
Man, we're rocking it, man. We're deep into the Scream talk. Just bouncing around ideas, man. It's always SSDD. Same shit, different day.
You know it, man. You know it. So many ways we can go in this 7th film. I agree with a lot of the stuff you guys were talking about. Before I hopped on here on the stream, I was smashing my burger. Sorry for taking so long. That bad boy was good, though. I made me a nice double cheeseburger with bacon on it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Seasoned that bad boy up real good. But I will say this. In terms of mirroring Scream 3, I'm not against the whole possibility of the sibling thing. But what if, and I think a lot of people are forgetting about this, Scream 3 was just as much as Sydney finding out that she had a sibling as much as it was revealing Maureen had another child. So what if we don't get a sibling, but we get a reveal of a parent, basically? Like, the parent isn't who we think it is. You know, we all assume that Christina Carpenter is Samantha's mother. But what if, especially if they're trying to bring Sydney back, right? And there has to be some reason for Sydney to come back. Can't just be she's going to help Samantha out and the rest of them. You know, there has to be a reason why she's going to come back to this movie. I mean, if you really do the math, you can make an argument that the night that Sydney and Billy did the do, maybe she conceived Samantha, you know, and maybe that's the big secret going
maybe she gave it up for adoption so she could further her college years.
I think not just that, but if you add in the Maureen aspect to it as well, much like how Maureen felt about Roman, Sydney would feel the same way about having a child of Billy. You know, like, do I really want to have this child to a guy who killed my mother and who was a serial killer, a mass murderer? Like, and we also got to take into account, it would make sense because, I mean, would Sydney probably would have had her a little bit prematurely? Sure, but that's not impossible. You know, around the time that Sydney would have got, if she would have got basically pregnant that night, there's still 8 months left on the board for her to have the child.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's a possibility. I think that's why in Scream 5, and I've talked to you about this before, Destin, that's something that really caught my attention in terms of like why Sydney was like so protective of Samantha. Going in blind like that, like for all Sydney knew, Samantha could have been the one who was actually the killer, being Billy's daughter.
That's true.
How did she know that that's Billy's daughter? You know, it's just certain things, you know, and Nev saying herself that there's still more story for Sidney Prescott. I think in the terms of, if you look at it from Maureen's standpoint, they could go in that direction with Sydney. You know, she had Samantha. She gave it up for adoption. She went to college. She wanted to wipe that clean, thinking that, you know, that part of her life was always going to be in the past, much like Maureen did with Roman. But as we know, the past always catches up with you at some point.
Right.
And I think, and she had 2 years. Scream 2 took place 2 years after the original film. So she had plenty of time to put Samantha up for adoption. And Christina, it's not impossible to think that if she was that obsessed and in love with Billy, she could have adopted Samantha just to have a piece of Billy. We don't know what else was in those diaries, man. Like, we only know basically from what Samantha said in Scream 5. There has to be so much more in those diaries, in my opinion.
There could be more than
one diary. Will we probably ever find that out? Probably not, but I don't know.
Yeah, I want to mention, too, I think this also ties in with Stu because, you know, throughout Scream 5 and Scream 6, we've seen certain things happen with Ghostface where it just looks a lot like what Stu does back in Scream. Remember in Scream 5 when Mindy is watching the TV and then Ghostface sneaks behind her and then he or she, quote unquote, takes the knife, puts it like this, and, you know, stabs her, but she doesn't die. He gets stabbed in the shoulder. That's like Stu. And then I think in that movie and Scream 6, there's a knife swipe. Like there's a knife swipe like what Stu does back in Scream 1. And this doesn't happen before that. Remember in Scream 2 or in Scream 3 and Scream 4, we've never seen a knife swipe or a double-handed stab, you know? And I think still to tie it back to the sibling thing or the adoption and Cindy and all that, I think Stu finds out about this and then he uses that to his leverage and has this person set everything up, and the events of Scream 5 and Scream 6 happen, and they're responsible for that, and also Scream 7 as well. But really, Stu is the one pulling the strings and making everything happen.
Yeah.
So he took everything, and he took everything from the past, like what Ashanim said, when it comes to the adoption and Sydney and this child that has been forgotten. Stu goes back in the past. He finds something to use as like leverage, or not leverage, but use to his like advantage to create something that will like fold into his plan. You know, that's kind of what I'm thinking. You know, when it comes to both Stu and the sibling thing.
You know what's crazy? Have y'all see how AI is kind of like taken off recently, right?
Yeah.
With how they can actually, like, I've been seeing videos of like people with like Leonardo DiCaprio's face on them and just acting out or whatever, and other things like that. Once this thing actually like gets really good and becomes like the norm, you could almost make a movie like Scream with AI, but like use those characters as their faces.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something cool to think about, you know, like, I mean, I don't know if it's even been done yet with some stuff, but like you could actually make your own movie, that your own fan fiction with the lookalikes of the characters. And, you know, I'm sure there's some sort of copyright with it, but you would have to.
I was about to say, I think that would be more like that could be a Crispin Glover issue, you know, Back to the Future, using the likeness, even though it's not the actual person. We know what face you're using. So,
I hope there's a gray area, because I want to create some content like that.
No, it's definitely a cool idea for, you know, content and stuff like that. I just feel like in terms of like going as far as like making a movie and stuff like that, man, I think somebody would try to, you know, claim likeness on that.
Well, they do it on TikTok and stuff. Like, they use the likeliness of some characters, of some actors and stuff. So,
yeah, but I feel like, especially because it's like such a like short scale, like it's only like short video. It's not like you're using it for like an entire movie and a half. You know what I mean? Or like an hour and a half movie, fan film, or something like that. I think if it were just to go that far, somebody might, you know, feel some type of way, or might try to come for some profits.
yeah, you would definitely have to figure it out legal wise on it.
But it's a cool concept. I like it.
I could still see some people like trying to attempt it, you know. I just want to see what they could come up with, you know.
Right.
Ted Roach, Unstable Freak. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Which director would you like to see direct Scream 7? I know me and Dom were talking about it a minute. I did not answer, but y'all can answer this. I'm gonna be right back, and I'll give you my answer when I get back. All right.
I'll be right back.
So you push the laws and you end up dead. I'll see you in the kitchen with a knife.
Okay, buddy.
All right.
Yeah. So for me, I said either Ty West or James Wan. You know, I think like I was very, like I said before, I really thought about mentioning James Wan because I know James Wan. He's a very one of the biggest horror directors out there, and I see him do various subgenres in horror, and I think it'd be good for Scream 7 because of how versatile he is when it comes to different types of genres, especially horror genre. Ty West, he did like X and stuff. But the other person I also mentioned that I think would be really neat, really cool, is Jordan Peele, because Jordan, when he makes horror movies, his horror movies have horror in it, like it's scary, but it's also funny. So he knows how to balance comedy and horror, which pretty much what the Scream franchise is. It's a balance of comedy and horror. and I think he'll like if he was put in the director's chair, I think he'll be a pretty good fit, for like Scream 7. So those are my picks for like directors. What about you, man?
I like those picks. I think the only thing for Jordan Peele for me is that I feel like his style is a little bit more on the stranger side, on the more weirder side of horror. And I don't know if he would try to implement that with Scream, and I don't think that would really mesh well with it. If he would stay away from the strangeness, which I like his strange. I like Get Out. I like Us. I like his style. I just don't know if in terms of strangeness, it would translate to Scream. Outside of that, everything else, creativity-wise, I do think he would be a good fit. But for me, if I'm going to have to pick a director to come in for Scream 7 if Radio Silence doesn't do it, I'd have to say Damian Mace, who has done special effects with like the Avengers and stuff like that. But he also directed Don't Hang Up. And Destin knows what I'm talking about, and that was a really good film. It was somewhat of a whodunit, but it definitely did have Scream elements into it. And the way that film ended, he would understand what a shock moment, especially in terms of an ending, would be, in my opinion, or a reveal. So I think Damian Mace would be a good fit. I like him. Outside of that, I really can't think of anybody else. Like, James Wan is a good pick. I like that, but I would like him more for a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just feel like that he has that supernaturalness to him. He has that down pat.
Or Lee Winnell.
Man. Man, I don't really know, man. Like, I personally want to see Radio Silence return because I don't want nobody else directing their characters. I want to see what they were going to do in terms of a trilogy, where they were going to go. And I want them to be able to finish their vision, whether it's for the better, whether it's for worse. So, yeah, man, like for me right now, it would be Radio Silence to come back. And if there is going to be somebody new, I'm rocking with Damian Mace. I like his style.
All right. So it's my turn, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. If we don't get Radio Silence back, and we definitely can't have Wes Craven, that's who I really want. I have two options. And they might not be what anyone would even like think. But okay. I think Robert Rodriguez would be great for the simple fact of what he did with The Faculty. What he did with The Faculty, the way he made you like those characters. It wasn't your typical Robert Rodriguez Desperado type of, From Dusk Till Dawn type thing.
Right.
But he did really good as far as The Faculty. That's one movie that we always talk about that doesn't get enough recognition. But they knew how to handle characters.
Right.
And Kevin Williamson also writing, like, that was just a great duo. But if we could bring both of that together, I mean, like, if it's not Kevin Williamson, Guy seems pretty good. Now, my second, after rewatching Mindhunters, I started thinking, wouldn't Rennie Harlan would be badass in the director's chair? Just for what he did with Mindhunters and that whole whodunit aspect.
Yeah.
You kept twisting it. The style of it was kind of cool. If he could put that little that flavor on these movies, that would be kind of cool. He even had his hand. He directed A Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Oh.
There's much that was like his first movie that he directed in the States was a Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and then he went on and I think he did Die Hard 2. But he's a very talented director. And look at A Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Whether you love that movie or you don't, I do. it's nostalgia. As crazy as the movie is, I love Nightmare on Elm Street 4. It was actually my entry into, Freddy Krueger and everything. But the way they handled their characters in A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, you actually cared about them. Like the brother and the boyfriend and all this kind of stuff. It was like they had good characters. That's what, and that's what Scream's all about. It's about your characters. And then whenever they do bite the dust, it's like, man, that hit hard, that hit it home.
Right.
Kind of stung a little bit. But yeah, that's who I would want, is either Robert Rodriguez. If we couldn't get Radio Silence back, and we know we can't get Wes, also for Wes, just represent. It would be Robert Rodriguez or Rennie Harlan for me.
Those are good picks. Robert Rodriguez has the tie-in to Stab, so that would be cool.
That would be cool. I didn't even think about that, man.
Yeah.
Because, that's like a little meta thing.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool. I like both of those picks. They would be good for the Scream franchise. Rennie Harlan is a good, dark horse pick because of what he did with Mindhunters. I agree with that. Man, but I really do hope Radio Silence gets to come back. I just want to see what they're going to do. What direction are they going to go?
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I mean, I think they would stick with the same script. It would just be a different type of flavor overall in the film. You got to keep Red Right Hand in there. You got to do some cool sound designs.
Man, I really wish they would. Is Marcos Beltrami still alive?
I think so.
Man, I really wish they would reach out to him for this next movie score if they are coming back, because I can't stress it enough. I absolutely hate Scream 5 and Scream 6's score.
Yeah, I mean, I like some of the soundtrack that they put in it, like the way it opens up, and it's got Mike, what's his name, Shinobi or Shinadu or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Mike Shinoda.
Man. Yeah. That was really cool. That's kind of like almost Sam's theme, just in my head. It kind of just sets the tone for her. But as far as the scores and stuff, yeah, man, we need Marco back.
We do. There's no authority or suspense in these scores. It sounds, in my opinion, too actiony.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it's just they need to do something about that. I don't know if you guys caught it earlier, but there's rumors going around. Well, that came out early yesterday morning, saying that apparently they're going to start filming for Scream 7 in early 2024.
I just saw that, yeah, and we can talk about that. I know there's rumors about it and everything, so I mean, we could get a later release date at the end of 2024.
I think that's possible.
Yeah, an anniversary for Scream 1996 that was in December.
Yep.
We could get a December release. We could get a Halloween release. We don't know if there's going to be another Saw next year.
And it's interesting you brought that up, because I mentioned that in the video earlier, and I said if Saw X does well, but most importantly is well received by the fans, I don't give a damn what they say about Saw X is the last movie in the franchise. If they make good money off this movie, whether it's about John Kramer in the next one or not, they're going to make another Saw movie.
Yeah.
And it's going to come out in 2024 because that's how the Saw franchise does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's around Halloween time.
I don't think it's a franchise that's ever going to sleep. It might take a nap for a while, but it'll wake up. There'll be a time.
I don't know, man. I really think if they do good with this movie, I think they're going to release another Saw film next year. I do.
You know what, man? I'm all about that, y'all. I missed those. Those were events.
They were.
Halloween, it must be Saw. Yes, there will be blood. All that kind of stuff. Man, that just got you hyped before you went and saw the movie. It was
right.
You're about to go see a cool horror movie around the Halloween season. And that theme is just epic.
Absolutely. And that's why I say, if Saw X does good and it's well received, and they do decide to do another one next year, I can't see them releasing Scream around the same time as Saw. They're not going to want to compete with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not saying Scream can't beat out Saw, because they can, but even if you release it 2 or 3 weeks before Saw comes out, when Saw comes out, that's all the attention's going to be on Saw. So now you hurt your later revenue that you could be making.
Right. That's the thing. It's like it's you don't want your audiences, your target audience, to compete against itself.
Right.
Like, you want to give them the best of both worlds, and you don't want them to have to choose, because not everybody goes to the movies every week or every day or anything like that. But
right.
At least your horror audience, you need to spread it out just a little bit. You can't compete with the same stuff. So
also, I just want to say too, like, these franchises, coming back and stuff, and the demand for slashers and all that. I definitely agree with Marcus that it probably, if it does well, they'll make another one, just like they always have. Back in the 80s, Friday the 13th was coming out every year because everyone kept on seeing it, and everyone was loving it. And those things do happen. That's going to happen. And also, don't forget, like the Final Destination 6, that franchise as well. Like, those are movies you go see for the event status and all that. And that's coming back, and people want to see that.
I want that to go to theaters, though. Isn't it supposed to go to HBO Max?
I don't know. I don't think they say anything about whether they're going to put it directly or something like that. I haven't checked the article.
I'll look it up now.
Yeah, I thought I kept seeing like it's going to be like a HBO Max exclusive, and I'm just like, that already worries me. Like, I know HBO puts out great content, but if you can put Saw in the movies, if you can put Scream in the movies, and you can put Halloween same day release, put Final Destination, man, because that's a badass IP. Like, people are going to show up.
And those movies did really well.
Yeah, they did.
They haven't. None of them really weren't that. How do I say it? They went really well. When it comes to the financial side of it. Especially I think the one that made the most was the fourth one, like the Final Destination with the race cars, like on the track and stuff. That was like the one that made the most. And
that was the one that wasn't good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh, did you? Man, I was like, man, I don't know what I'm watching right now. The tone was just completely off for me.
I just watched it for the deaths and all that.
I think Gaston might be right. I think it is going straight to HBO Max.
Yeah, that's what I keep seeing. I mean, they could change it, because the reason why I think that they could possibly change it, if we start getting a lot of financial successes with these old franchises coming back, like Saw is very financially successful, Scream is obviously very financially successful, and if they bring back Friday the 13th and all that kind of stuff, I think it's a possibility they could change their mind. It could be same day release on both, in theaters and on HBO Max. But the only way that they're gonna do that is if these other, what do you call it, like revitalized franchises are successful. Dang, I can't talk. I think that Final Destination deserves to be on the big screen. It's got they always have some really cool special effects, some really good kills. It's up there. It's one of my favorite franchises, and I think it's a long time waiting. I was like, man, I can't believe we haven't had another one in so long. And I would love them to go back to the first one with that shadowy figure that was in the first movie. Like it almost looked like death was approaching, kind of like the Frighteners. If you ever saw the Frighteners, it was kind of, they didn't go that CGI with the death, but they did like a shadowy figure across like a mirror or a reflection or something, so you knew death was approaching. But they kind of like scrapped that for the rest of the sequels. I was kind of like, man, I kind of like that. That kind of gave me the feels like dangers among them, you know?
And yeah, no, I agree. The first one. I think that's what made it creepy because there's this like shadowy like thing that's like
Like an entity.
Around, yeah, like an entity, and it's going around the victims, and it's gonna strike, just like Jason or something like that. And I always say the Final Destination franchise is the disaster horror It's like a disaster movie, but like it's more like a horror slasher type of vibe. But it's a disaster element because of course there's disasters that happen.
Right.
The premonitions, and sometimes even later on in the movie, there's more disasters that come up. Like someone has another premonition later in the movie. They did like twice or something. Like later on, they had premonitions, and you see the disaster again. But no, yeah, I agree. I would like to see that type of element brought back. I'm not saying those movies weren't good because they didn't have that element. I still enjoy those movies because I'm aware that there's death is a presence. Especially in 3, that scene in 3 where like she's like, I feel something, like there's something here, and then like the trees start to move, and it's like
kind of gives that, yeah.
And I think that's their way of saying death is there. That's death. Like death is like around them. So it's like I think those are cool, but I think bringing the shadowy figures back, I think that will make it more creepier. Sure.
Yeah, I do too, and like make it a little bit more darker. Like when the teacher got killed, it was kind of brutal. It was kind of like, oh man, like this is crazy. I even like the quick deaths, like the head getting cut off real quick, like I was like, man, like it doesn't have to get super gory to be effective. It just has to have good creative kills that like hit you, like a shock. That's what I liked about it. And like that tone, it's got to have that serious dark tone. I don't want the tone from the race car one, like I want our characters to be smart and be in fear. I don't want them to be jokey, and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to the chat real quick. I know I'm getting behind on everything. Super chats do go to the front of the line. I don't know how long y'all would want to go tonight. We are pushing 2 hours for the stream, but we were talking about, Mayanne did say, Marcus, please say yes to Demonic tonight if y'all are down for a watch party after the stream.
Yeah, I said in the comment section, I said, yeah, I'll be down for it.
Okay. What about you, Dom?
Oh yeah, I'm down. I haven't seen Demonic.
I'm looking forward to seeing y'all's reaction to it. I can't. I love that. See, that's one thing that I wish I could like. I think I'm like chasing that feeling. And Dom, you might have already felt this, but like sitting in an audience and they're watching your movie, and you see everyone else react to it, like something about that just. What's coming because it's your baby, and then to see everyone else react to it, man, like I could die the next day, like if I just got that experience.
Yeah, I think I'm glad you brought that up because I have films that go through film festivals, and each one I go to, there's a different experience because there are certain people. Like my last one I did, there were laughs, right, and then one time there was like silence. No one's talking. And then the last time I went to a festival recently to the showing of my last film, there was like a bunch of like whispers and like just shout outs from people. Like they're like, what is this? What's happening? I don't understand. And there's like different like levels that I went through with different audiences, and different I think energy. Cool. Yeah, and I think that's really cool because you get to see that not everyone is going to be on the same page as the last group of people because some like everyone's different in their own they have their own unique tastes when it comes to certain things. So it's nice to see different variety of people that look at the film their own way and take it their own way, and also if they like it or not. And that's what's really great about cinema and film, is that everyone has their own cup of coffee when it comes to it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm gonna try to get through these. I say we go for about another 15 minutes at least, and then we can wrap it up, and then we can jump over and do the watch party for Demonic.
Sounds good to me.
That. I don't know about staying up till 5 a.m. like we did, Marcus. But
nah, not tonight.
Man, I've been tired all day, brother. I was like, man, like what's
me
wrong
too?
with
I ain't gonna lie. I slept for like maybe 3.5, 4 hours, and I was back up, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to get some sleep tonight.
Yeah, it's like, man, I just want to create content, but I
right,
can't even think.
Yeah, you got to rest, man. Got to recalibrate.
That's how you know you're getting old.
That is true, though. You're not lying about that.
You can't bounce back as quick.
Right. Not like we used to when we were in our teenagers or in our 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, we could stay up all night and then go to work at 8 a.m.
Yep.
Not now. Horror Tory says, how about an Evil Dead Rise watch party? That's definitely a possibility. I would love to do a watch party of all of them. Rewatch them all. That's definitely a franchise. And I loved Evil Dead Rise. I thought it was such a good time. What about y'all?
Oh yeah, Evil Dead Rise is really good. Excuse me, the entire franchise. I mean, I like the original. I like 2013's remake, and I like Evil Dead Rise. And this is going to be a hot take because I know many people love the Evil Dead franchise in its entirety. But I personally just think Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness is ass. I do. That's
you think
just
Evil Dead 2's ass?
Yeah, man. It's just I get the concept of it.
Yeah.
But it just was just like I was watching one all over again, and I didn't like that part about it. Like the first thing I remember saying to myself when watching this movie, I'm like, why the hell would he go back? And then once I understood, once I understood it, I was just like, "Oh, okay, it was okay." But I'll put this way: I'll watch that over Army of Darkness any day.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2 was kind of a loose remake of the first film.
Yes. Yeah.
I always look at it like at the end of the first one when the demon busts through the door and goes into ash, like the camera goes into ash. I always see it as like when in Evil Dead 2 when they did the same thing. I always look at it as like that's like what happens right after the first one, at the end of the first one, where you actually see what happens to him. Like he gets like pushed through the trees in the forest, and he's like moving his head around, and like his body's like a ring around, and then he lands in the water and all that. So I looked at it as like a continuation of that ending from the first one, and then he's still there because he can't escape, because the bridge is out and all that. So he has to like fend for his life, and then a whole new group of people come in, and but I agree with them with Marcus. It is the same movie because even though it's a new group of people, it still like plays out almost the same. The difference is that at the end of that one,
lost Marcus.
Oh no,
he'll be back.
Yeah, and at the end of that one, he goes through a portal, and he goes into medieval times, which is different from the last one because that didn't happen in the last one. So, and then of course in Army of Darkness, which is the third one, it continues that story, and I think it's really cool. But what's interesting? I haven't seen the remake, and I haven't seen Evil Dead Rise. I swear to God, I haven't seen both of those movies yet.
Oh man, yeah, we definitely gotta do a watch party, bro.
Yeah, I haven't seen those. I only saw the original trilogy, so that one.
There's things I would have changed about Evil Dead the remake, but I did like it overall. But yeah, yeah, man, very very good. Evil Dead Rise. I'm curious of where they're gonna go with it, and you could actually go in a couple of different directions, like a prequel or sequel, whichever way, because there's some unanswered stuff. But I like it. But yeah, Evil Dead, it's going to be on the radar. Evil Dead 2 is probably nostalgic for me. I do need to rewatch it, revisit it through adult eyes, because that was my entry into Evil Dead. I remember watching that on like Joe Bob Riggs, like movie night back in the day. I don't know if you remember Joe Bob Riggs, but like he was like this guy outside of like his camper, and he'd drink beer next to the fire, and he'd just be like, talk about a horror movie, and then that's what we would watch, and he would be like in between the episodes, anyways, those were fun nights, just sitting up and watching TV in my living room down at my parents' house. What's up, Destination? What's up, Michael Joe with 2 first names? Michael Joe sounds like a action star. Michael Joe kicked everybody's ass in the bar while smoking a cigarette. Let's see here. I am a little bit behind here. I'm gonna kind of skip over a little bit. Looks like Marcus is coming back in.
I just want to say real quick, like, I don't know if you guys know, but Jason Goes to Hell was my first Friday film.
Was it? Jason Goes to Hell was?
Yeah.
Wow.
I loved it. I love it still to this day. And what I really noticed from that film was the Evil Dead, the Necronomicon, and the dagger. And I knew about I had seen Evil Dead like 2 and Army of Darkness. I haven't seen the first one until like later on. But I noticed it. I was like, wait, is this like Evil Dead 3 or Evil Dead 4 or something? Because I was so confused. I was like, I thought this was a Friday 13th movie because of like Jason and all that. And then when they showed the book and they showed the dagger, I'm like, oh, maybe this is connected to Evil Dead because maybe Jason was brought back from the Book of the Dead. So and I thought that was really interesting. Something I noticed from that.
I need to rewatch Jason Goes to Hell. I remember liking some of it. It had some cool stuff, but I remember it's one of those Friday the 13th movies or whatever. No, it's like it's not going to be the first one I pop in to rewatch, But that's one thing about Friday the 13th is like I've caught them all on TV when I was younger, and I own all of them. I own like a really special edition Friday the 13th 10 from like Scream Factory. That's really hard to get now, and it's like I cherish it. Same thing with like one of the Halloween Scream Factory box sets I have. And I have all of them, but that's one franchise I want to go through and watch from beginning to end because I've always just been all over the place with Friday the 13th, Like I never watched it from beginning to end. So,
yeah. And also just like you brought up the TV stuff. Like what I didn't like about them showing it on TV is they re-edit and cut things out. And that's the stuff like I didn't really like because I was like I really wanted to see the kills and the gore and all that. But some of like those versions on TV were interesting because they added deleted scenes that were not in the original cut. So I always found that interesting.
Like Halloween 2?
Yeah, Halloween 2. Jason Goes to Hell. Thinking of another one. I don't know which other one that it was, but they did that a lot when they were showing on TV.
That shark look ugly. Jamie says, "Oh my god, I love that shark! Hell yeah!" Hey, and I'm gonna play that shark one more time for you, Jamie. Jamie, if you want to join us tonight and watch Demonic, I can send you an invite. We're gonna go for about another 20 minutes. I say 2.5 hour mark, probably to 12:30 Central, where I'm at now. And then we will jump over same channel, Destination Station. I'll set it all up, and we can start the watch party for Demonic. The bigger the audience, the better. Especially if you haven't seen this movie. Anybody that wants to join, invitation is out there. But let's play this shark one more time. It seems like it's lagging, right? On my end?
No, it was good for me.
Was it? Maybe it's just me. I don't know what the deal is. My computer's been acting funky since I did that update just a little while ago. So
Yeah,
I know my
That's-
shit's acting a little funky right now. I might have to cut back out for a second.
okay, all right, yeah, that's fine. You still down for the watch party though?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm gonna come back in. I just want to make sure everything with the internet's right.
Okay, cool, man. I'll see you in a second.
All right. Yep.
All right. Mayanne says that Jimmy, that shark clip scared the shit out of me. I like getting people with it. Like it's just kind of like out of nowhere. Mayanne says, so the movie is free on Tubi and also that website I told you about last night. No ads. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, if y'all want to watch it, you don't want to pay for it if you don't own it or whatever, it is on Tubi. So yeah, it will probably have some ads though. Mayanne, if you could put that other website in the chat so other people, if they don't want the ads or whatever, please do so, because we will be getting ready to watch that in about 20 minutes. We'll be hopping over. We'll be ending this stream and then hopping right back to a watch party for Demonic. Really looking forward to watching this again. Let's see here. Michael Joe says a Freddy Krueger video game will be amazing. Yes, it would, man. That would be cool. You know it? Like that would be... I wonder how you could, like, would you want it to be an online game or would you want it to be story based?
I think, man, that's tough because are you saying it has to be one or the other, or
we could do both, but like I'm just wondering like the structure of like how it could be for both.
I think it'd be good, like structure wise, gameplay wise, and when it comes to like levels or maps, if you want to say, I would say multiplayer, because I think you can do so much with the dream aspect of it. Because you know, in the movies, the dreams are always like crazy and stuff, but they're also like stuff that gets like brought up out of nowhere because Freddy knows your fears and all that. So I think what they can do is they can Freddy taps into your subconscious, the other player's subconscious, and they see what their fears are, and then Freddy can use that and create this like this scene or this like imagination right there on the spot when he encounters the victim or something. It could be something like that, but in my personal opinion, when it comes to what I want to see, I like to see a story mode. But structure-wise, I think it could be good as a multiplayer.
Yeah, I could see like them adding in something like your character is like you have like a meter that like you're steadily getting drowsy, and if it runs out, you fall asleep. So you steadily have to like find like caffeine, like coffee or something like that to keep that meter popping up. You know, it's kind of like your health meter, but it's really like your sleep meter. And once, if it does hit, then you go into that like dream reality, and then it's like you have to escape from Freddy, pretty much. Freddy's on you. You're like in an alternate reality of what it is. Like the whole color shading and everything changes, and you could be in the boiler room, you could be wherever, but Freddy is on your tail, and Freddy could kill you in your dream, but you got to find a way to get out of that dream. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a way that you have to, like a point A to point B, you got to get there before Freddy gets you to escape that dream to wake back up, you know? And then you're steadily on alive, like you're awake now, and you're steadily trying to find other things and scavenge for sources to like keep you awake and all that kind of stuff. And maybe it's just like a timer going on, like if you survive the night, you know.
And also, it would be cool. I'm going to bring up two things about that. That can also work as a Freddy versus Jason game, because, you know, Jason, you can like add that element where it's like you're awake and you have to keep awake and try to survive Jason. But if you know, go to sleep, now you have to try to survive Freddy. And I think another thing too that I think would be cool is how to defeat Freddy. You can do it like different ways. Like you can like bring him into the real world by just grabbing him or something, and then he comes into the real world and you can kill him there, just like in the movies, you know. Or you can find a way in the dream to kill him, you know, because not always in the movies they don't always bring Freddy out to kill him. They're always killing him in the dream sometimes, you know, whether it's through like holy water or through with the mirrors, or like they have like his victims come out of his back and pull him out, his fetus out of his body. He's like a fetus or whatever. Like you do like different ways to kill Freddy or something like that. Like there's different ways.
Are we talking about Freddy versus Jason?
Yeah, we're talking about like a video game for Freddy, and then like Freddy versus Jason. Yeah.
Well, they need to do a rematch of that movie because Freddy deserves it because he beat the shit out of him most of that movie and then got screwed at the end.
Man, I'm telling you, dude, like I didn't like that ending. I was just kind of like,
Yeah, like I love getting into debates with, you know, Friday the 13th fans, and I'm one of them. You know, I'm a fan of Friday the 13th, but I love getting to debates with them about this because, you know, they're like, oh, Jason won, you know, this and that. And I'm just like, did Jason really win? I'm like, if it wasn't for our final girl helping him, his ass was grass. Freddy kicked his ass the entire movie. That's what my boy was giving him the Busta Rhymes treatment that Busta gave to Michael Myers. He was backhanding him. He was karate kicking him, everything.
Yeah, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I thought that was like so cool.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You know what? With the Nightmare on Elm Street game, Freddy Krueger, that could be a way that we could still get Robert Englund. He could at least voice Freddy, you know, and live on throughout the video game or something. I think that would be great. You know, he can't do the movies, but he could voice the video game.
Absolutely.
I think that would be super awesome, man. Like just hearing Robert's voice as Freddy, and it's like there could be like an online aspect. Like there was this short film that I was thinking about making, like a fan fiction film for like a night. Man, there was like a bug or something that flew in front of me. There's like this fan fiction film that I thought about writing. I haven't written it, but I thought about like, wouldn't it be cool to just like start a movie off to where our main character is going to sleep and she's like Nancy was with Glenn and saying, you know, wake me up, you know, or whatever, you know, you don't fall asleep, you wake me up so we could bring Freddy back. So like the beginning of the movie of my fan film would be her going into a dream, finding Freddy. They've already been, you know, like dealing with this for a while. That's how we're introduced to the characters. But she goes in, she brings Freddy out, but Freddy's like in the real world, but he escapes and you don't know where he's at, you know? And so now all the friends that was there, they were supposed to be, and they do, when they bring Freddy out, they end up kicking his ass, you know, but he gets the upper hand and escapes. So now it's like he's just in the real world. And it's kind of like, instead of it just being in a dream, it's like I just thought about making like a little fan film similar to that, something small, you know, just something I always thought about. And I thought about, like, you know how like they had the glove in the furnace in the basement in the first film with Mom, like maybe that's a thing in the fan film, and then when they go down to check, that glove's gone, so he's already got his glove back, so that builds some tension in the movie. And it's like it's like a traditional slasher but with Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, and also I actually like that because it kind of played with it in Freddy's Revenge, because in Freddy's Revenge he comes into the real world and he starts killing a bunch of people. And I think that was actually very cool. Nobody really talks about the pool scene.
I love it.
I really love that scene, like from the beginning where he comes out of Jesse and kills Grady till he walks out. He walks into the bushes and he disappears and stuff. Like that was a great like scene slash like plot line, like from Grady getting killed to the pool scene, like that whole thing. Like that was just amazing. Like Freddy in the real world killing people was actually pretty terrifying. Like he was scary. Like nobody, like he was scary in those moments because of like how terrifying he was. People say like, "Oh, that's so silly and stuff." That doesn't make him scary. And I'm like, no, dude. Like if you watch it, he's very intimidating. You know,
it is. I remember it frightening me as a kid. Like I never understood the whole him walking away and walking into flames into the bushes or whatever. But like that was so like the parents coming out and being stunned at who this is. And it was like they almost recognized him a little bit, like they knew who he was. But like, I would like to see at least like half of a nightmare movie where Freddy is released in the real world, which we know he can never die. He just dies. He goes back to being a dream demon or whatever, you know. Yeah. I just think that would be really cool. Freddie K. Roberts does say, how about Fede Alvarez or Andy Muschietti for Scream directors? Both. I know we're already past this topic, but I did want to mention Andy Muschietti, who did It and It Chapter 2, the remakes or whatever, and he just did the Flash movie. After watching those movies, I will say I think Andy Muschietti would be amazing for a Nightmare on Elm Street. His visuals and the way he can go in and out, the way he went with like Flash going, I don't know if y'all seen the Flash movie yet, but like going in and out of stuff. I was like, man, so he could definitely do some dream stuff. And then the way what he did with It and It Chapter 2, I was like, you got to think about it. Pennywise is close to being Freddy Krueger in a way. You know, it's kind of that. Just a different backstory and not being a clown. But I think Andy Muschietti would be. I honestly think it could happen because he's with Warner Brothers, and I think the rights are with Warner Brothers and the Wes Craven estate. So they're going to use one of their directors.
Yeah, and I like New Line. I think would be cool because this was originally there was a leak that was revealed that Freddy was supposed to be the end credit, like he's supposed to be the ending for the Mortal Kombat reboot.
Yeah,
that came out, and that leak got out, and people were like, "Oh, in the studio was like, we got to cut that scene out because we don't want everyone to know about this like reveal." So like, I wonder if they're gonna bring him into not like Robert Englund, but like a different Freddy, like in Mortal Kombat 2 movie, maybe. Mm-hmm. I'm not too sure.
I think that would be really cool if the movies do dive into some horror, since they already do it with the games. I think that should be like an after credit scene. Like don't do it like, don't introduce it to us like don't market the movie that way. Give us a pretty decent Mortal Kombat movie, and then the after credit scene we see a Freddy glove or something pop out, or a Jason mask or something, alien, predator, whatever, and that it's endless where you could go with those ideas, you know, with bringing those characters in,
and also just the, like you brought up Predator, Jason, they're perfect for the Mortal Kombat universe, and for Freddy, like that scene that was supposed to be in that first one, mm-hmm. is like Shang Tsung comes to him in the dream realm, and he tells him like, yeah, we need you for this tournament, it's going to be a big one. And then he comes out and he just like says something and he makes a laugh and all that, and but then they cut that
remake trick. It was the remake Freddy.
Yeah, Haley. Yeah, and so they were supposed to do that, but then they cut that out, and then now we're just wondering if they're gonna still bring him into this universe. I'm not, because New Line owns Mortal Kombat, so and Freddy was in the Mortal Kombat game. The I don't know which one it was, but he was in one of those games. So I think it's very possible that he or Predator or whatever other character that's from other movies that were in the games as special guest appearance come in.
Yeah, I agree, man. 100%. Yeah. Jamie Hart says, where are these watch parties? Right here. They're right here on Destination Station. They're also Marcus. We have some over there. Jamie, you are invited if you want to join us here in about 6 to 10. I'll say about 10 minutes to get it all set up and everything. We are going to be wrapping it up in about 5 to 6 minutes, and then we're going to be back live stream watch party for Demonic, the 2015 movie, not the newer ones on Netflix and stuff. I don't know anything about those. But yeah, Jamie, if you want to, I can send you an invite. You can definitely come aboard for sure. You're always invited. Evil Dead 2 is part reboot. It is. Hell yeah. I'm trying to catch up on this chat. I didn't realize I was so behind. Man, it's always such a great time to just hang out with you guys and talk about Scream and all these horror movies. Like, I mean, honestly, like, it's a great time to be a horror fan, especially for slashers. You know, slashers are making a comeback. I do like my paranormal type movies, but I like my slashers more. And I think they're the rock stars of horror. I think a lot of those paranormal movies, I think they're few and far between of what's good and what's not. And you know, they might think that about our slasher movies, but you know what? I think the slasher movies are better cinema, in my opinion.
And did you notice that it was the Halloween reboot that kind of kicked it off? And guess what? Also, back then, in the 80s or the late 70s, early 80s, they kicked off slashers was Halloween in 1978, and then Halloween 2018. In Halloween 2018, so it comes back around. So Halloween revitalized the slasher genre again. it brought it up front and to everyone back in 78, and it was really big in the 80s, and then now they brought it back late, like 2018, and now in the 2020s, it's popping. It's really back, you know.
Yeah. Mayanne says Marcus turned into a deadite.
Yeah, unfortunately, just trying to, make sure the internet's a little bit stable. You know what I mean? Sometimes having a camera on, I think, messes with it a little bit. So just trying to, stay on the stream, stay afloat.
Stay afloat. There you go. Absolutely. Jamie says Evil Dead 2 was controversial even in 87. So, hell yeah. Nice. Jamie says Joe Bob Riggs was one of my first information sources. He schooled me on horror. I'm the same way, Jamie. Like I remember just sitting there and looking forward to it. Like those were like events of him just like I think it was TNT. Y'all remember TNT?
TNT,
yeah. Joe Bob Riggs would be sitting out there and just drinking beer, and he was like this redneck that like, yeah, blah blah blah. He'd talk some shit, and then
I never heard of it.
Really? I think he's got like I think he goes to some conventions, and he still has like a fan base. Like I think him and Elvira kind of like do a lot of stuff together.
I've always wanted to meet her.
Yeah. Definitely a staple there, like to be able to see some of the horror alums.
Hell yeah.
Here. I'm going to kind of rush through this because we are going on 2.5 hours. Man, it's been awesome having y'all on here. Probably should have had y'all on here earlier, man, but like, you know how it goes. Time just flies. We can get into conversations, and next thing you know, it's an hour.
Yeah. Next thing you know, it's like 2 in the morning.
5 in the morning.
Yep, 5 in the morning. Yep.
Jerome Boone is in the house. What's up, Jerome? Stu lives but comes back disfigured and in shape. We found out he faked his death from a flashback. Then he get the reveal of him as the mastermind. Pretty much. Yeah, that's the idea. I don't want him too disfigured though. You know, like I want to be able to notice him. Like, you know, like a lot of people I know, I've seen some memes out there and some stuff like where his face is like really disfigured and stuff. I don't want it to be like that. I kind of want him to just have like a few scars, a little cuts, scars or whatever that he's healed from. I don't want him to be like all cut up like Freddy Krueger or something, you know, like all scarred up.
I don't blame you. Like maybe minor scarring, but nothing like too drastic.
Right.
Because the thing is, he did get his hands up.
Yeah.
So like
yeah, that's true.
The glass shattering on his face would have shattered more on his hands and then came onto his face. It wouldn't have like directly hit his face.
Right. That's okay, Jamie. Yeah, I'm just now getting to your comment. That's cool. I know I've asked you a couple times. I'm just kind of behind on the chat. That's cool. Yeah, definitely next time. If you can watch along, that'd be awesome too. Just it's a really fun movie. It's got a good twist. Jerome said there's a theory that Jill's alive, but her death would be retcon because we didn't see where she got shot at. Am I right?
Yeah, we did.
I'm gonna let Marcus take this one.
Yeah, she got shot in the heart. And some will call me a hypocrite because, you know, Charlie got stabbed in the heart and I feel like he's alive. But I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like you have a better chance at surviving a stab wound to the heart than a gunshot wound to the heart, as well as many other self-inflicted internal wounds from what she did at the house to herself. And then the defibrillators to the head, you know? So, like, I just feel like subsequently that gunshot to the heart that mixed in with all the other punishment that she took, yeah, I can't see Jill really coming back. Like, they would have to retcon that entire ending scene from Scream 4.
Yeah.
They would have to redo the entire thing. And I think that's just doing a little too much, you know, and stuff. And hey, some people will say, hey, well, you think Charlie's alive? Don't you think that's a little much? Not really, because when you look at it in a context of who Charlie is supposed to be in terms of what Scream 4's premise is, which is remaking the original film, but one-upping it, Charlie is the new Stu Macher in so many words. So if Stu faked his death, they could easily say Charlie faked his death after, you know, he survived his knife wounds, whatever, and stuff like that. They could easily go that route just playing off of that premise that he's supposed to favor Stu Macher. You know, so it's going to be interesting. You know, I say it all the time with these Stu Easter eggs that we've gotten. There's many Charlie Easter eggs too. And I just don't believe you're going to show this many Easter eggs for returning characters if there's not going to be a payoff. Or for characters that was in a franchise, killers that were in a franchise that we think is dead. Why show this many Easter eggs and clues if you're not going to bring them back? Or if you're not going to at least have something substantial that explains the Easter eggs, you know?
That's true.
Dom, I was gonna say also, like, I definitely agree with you, Marcus, because when watch the movie, Jill dies instantly, whereas Charlie doesn't die instantly. He's like, oh, nothing, and like he's still alive. You know, he doesn't die instantly. He's still like talking and breathing, and then he of course gets stabbed in the gut, and then he falls down.
Yeah, and when he does get stabbed in the gut, he does start like convulsing and stuff like that. He starts to shake a little bit, which could lead to many people saying, "Well, that's how he died right there," which I understand that, but you're not giving the EMTs the credit for what they do. We don't really know if Charlie was dead in that moment. We just know he was incapacitated. Yeah. And it's been proven in real life, you know, that somebody can survive a stab wound to the heart and be okay afterwards with the right medical care. So it's possible. And I think even more so now, it ties in beautifully if you do that, if you do bring both Stu and Charlie back, because in Scream 3, the people who are supposed to be helping Stu, it was the Woodsboro Cinema Club, the teenagers. In Scream 4, who did we get introduced to? The Woodsboro Cinema Club, the group of teenagers. Charlie was the head of it. So who's to say if we did get that initial plan in Scream 3 with Stu Macher, who's to say they don't introduce the Charlie Walker character then? You know, like, or at least a version of that character being, you know, the Woodsboro Cinema Club is involved. So it's interesting. Like, it's going to be fascinating to see what they have whipped up. At the end of the day, whether our theories are right or whether our theories are wrong, I want a really good, epic Scream 7 film. If this is going to be Radio Silence's last Scream film, and this is going to be like the last following the Carpenter storyline, the Carpenter Loomis storyline, I want it to be epic. I want us to find out something that is so shocking that we would have thought about it in a million years.
I do too, man. I crave to be psyched out. I crave it. I want that twist. I want that feeling. I want it to be like, I never saw that coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, there's so many few and far between movies that actually, and you know, like guys even said, like writing a whodunit is really tough. It's really tough to switch on your audience and make them think differently, because we are over time we've just gotten smarter. We've watched a few movies, we've taken a few notes. Right. You know, it's just so hard for us, you know. It might get over on like your average, you know, film goers or whatever, but us that were like watching this stuff all the time, it's just kind of like, all right, we can see that, you know, we can see it coming a mile away.
And I also like to bring up like certain examples that throughout time, like, we never really was think that would be the twist, like Saw, for example.
Yeah.
Nobody really expected that the dead guy was there alive and he was the mastermind the whole time. And then I think another one is what was the other one? It was a horror. I think Identity. Identity is the one.
So good.
That is a good movie.
Dude, not in a million years would I think that was the twist.
Yeah.
Like, that was trippy as hell. And I was just like, whoa. And so, like, there's only a few movies where you don't really expect, like, that would be the twist. Where it's like in the Scream movies, exception of the first one, because I was the first one. Like, you didn't know there's going to be two killers. And, you know, those guys. But as the Scream movie,
got that feeling though. You still got it got you, you know. Yeah, and but like throughout the Scream movies, it became more and more analytic when it comes to figuring out who the killers are while you're watching the movie. Sometimes it could be like, okay, it's probably going to be this guy 100%, and then it turns out you're right, because you know the pattern and stuff that you're taking, like you say, they're taking notes. You guys are taking notes. You're learning a lot of new things. Like, you're starting to figure out who the killers are before they're even revealed. And I think, and also the story and the motive and stuff. Or I don't think the motive, but like the killer reveal and stuff. Right. I think now, I don't know how if they come back, if Radio Silence comes back, I don't know how they're gonna pull this twist off, and I really, really, really hope that they do it in a way where nobody in this world knew that was coming. I definitely agree, like with Marquis, that I would like to see a twist where it's one of those twists where you'll never even realize, much like a Saw or Identity and stuff. So I really That's what we need. We need something that's going to psych us out. Freddie K. Roberts says, have you seen the recent photo of Robert Englund and Lance Henriksen at the bar, which I believe photo was taken by Bill Moseley? I haven't seen that photo, but I have hung out with Robert Englund and Lance Henriksen. It was like, what was it, like a little bit over a year ago, like a year and a half ago. Bill Moseley did approach Robert Englund while we were sitting there, which was super crazy because Bill Moseley's like right there next to my shoulder. And Bill was showing respects to Robert, saying, hey, I've always like looked up to you, all this kind of stuff. It was like cool to see that interaction that they both were at this convention, but Bill took the time to come over there and talk to Robert and being like, you inspired me and all this kind of stuff. Just to hear that interaction between them two next to me was so cool, you know. But they might have another photo. I don't know if it's at that convention or you say it's recent. So no, I haven't seen it. I would like to see it, man. Send it to my Facebook Messenger or something. I would love to see it. I'm not sure which convention it's at, but yeah, it's super cool. It really is.
I also want to say about those two, like those guys are legends, because these guys, you know, as like them as actors, they work their way to get to where they are. You know, like Robert always talks about, he's like, he always played the sidekick or the young guy that's always like with the friend or whatever. And then when he did Nightmare on Elm Street, that changed his life because he became more than that. He became he became not just a villain, but a main character, you know, in a franchise. And then, of course, that led him to expand into more roles later on in his career. So, like, you got to give it credit to, especially Lance as well. You got to give credit to them because they really worked their ass off to get to this point. And now they have people that they have fans, they have people who appreciate their work, and so on and so forth. So it's a very great opportunity to meet these guys because they're very inspirational. And they definitely like worked really hard to get to where they are. So that way, you know, they're showing success and like
they're fans also. That's the way it is. Like they were inspired at one time too, and they are where they are because of who was their mentors, who they looked up to. We got Black Neo 5150 all the way from Twitch. His TNT show as the shit was the shit. Talking about Joe Bob Riggs, I'm sure. Awesome. Welcome, Black Neo. If you want to join the chat, we're actually getting ready to wrap up, but that's pretty cool. We are streaming in like several different platforms right now. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook.
That's what's up.
2 different Facebooks. We're on the Destination Station and my personal Facebook, and then we're on Twitch, we're on Twitter, and we're obviously YouTube. So yeah. I'll be glad when they add those features for Instagram and TikTok, and that would be great. That you could just like do it all at once and be everywhere.
Right.
You know? So, I am going to be wrapping it up here. If I did miss your comment, I am totally sorry. We got caught in the moment. It happens on these streams. Super chats do go to the front of the line and extend the stream a little bit, but we are going to be wrapping it up really quickly because we're going to be going live again right after this, watching a watch party for Demonic. So come back, join us. It's free on Tubi. It's free on some other sites, and it's Demonic from 2015, not the recent one from like 2021. So just have to keep putting that out there. So yeah, hang out for a little bit. And if you want to be up tonight and grab some popcorn, grab your soda, grab your favorite drink, your snack, whatever, and come back and let's watch a good ass horror movie. And I am really excited to see what you guys think about this movie because I want to see it probably more than y'all right now. Like it's been a while, and I just remember like my first feeling whenever I watched it. So Girl House was a good time last night, man. Like that
was, man. That was another good one. Yes.
Yeah. That killer lover boy, man. He was on a mission. So
okay, yep, okay, I see it. It's you said it's produced by James Wan, right?
Yep.
Okay, I got it.
Cool. Yeah, this movie needs.
Holy shit! I didn't know that in 2010 they came out with a Demonic Toys movie.
Oh, I remember that. I never watched it though. Demonic Toys.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You ever watch the original?
Demonic Toys?
Yeah.
No, I never watched any of them.
Okay.
No, I've always seen the cover art and stuff and Blockbusters and Family Video or whatever. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's something we'll have to explore for sure. It's been so long since I've watched it, but I remember glimpsing pieces of it from when I was a kid. And I liked it when I was a kid, so I'd like to revisit it to see how I feel now that I'm an adult. We'll have to do that sometime.
Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I seen Demonic Toys, the original one, and I enjoyed it. It's from the same people who made Puppet Master, and I like those movies as well. But yeah, Demonic Toys is pretty cool. Like for what it was, like it's Demonic Toys, you know, and they're on a rampage, and it was a good like popcorn flick for sure. I had a good time.
I need to check it out. I've never seen it. I've never. That might be something y'all can bring to my attention. I can watch it over on y'all's channels or something.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Jamie said, "She's so crazy. Drop your socks and grab your what?"
That's funny.
Oh man, she's crazy. Super cool though. Jerome says, "Have you seen 13 Ghosts with Matthew himself?" Yeah, I've seen 13 Ghosts. Yeah, it doesn't get enough recognition.
Underrated gem.
It really is. It's really cool.
Hell yeah.
I like it. That's another. I would love to see a sequel, like revitalize that. Like, I don't know if it was successful financially or not. I can't remember. I wasn't like studying the finances of film back then. I just watched what I liked. But that movie is definitely very creative and has some really badass monsters. That and House on Haunted Hill. I remember watching those, and those were such good times in the movie theater. House on Haunted Hill is another movie I want to like revisit with it's got a good cast in it. I don't remember much about it, but like I remember having like, y'all know the movie I'm talking about, the House of Haunted, the remake.
Yeah, the one with Tay Diggs.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say as well as Bridget Wilson, aka Mrs. Veronica Vaughn.
Yep, and Sonya Blade.
Yes.
Also, what's her name from Final Destination? Is
Allie
Larder. Yeah, that's right. Yep. She was in it. Yeah, and
it had a really good cast. They had Famke Janssen in it.
They did have, yes, they did. Jeffrey Rush.
Yep.
And they had that like soundtrack. Those are the type of movies, like, you know, the soundtrack, like Marilyn Manson and all these like rock groups that like it gave you the feels, man. Like it was just like we were talking about Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows last night. It had the soundtrack was just like it vibed well with the movie. I miss that in our horror movies these days.
Also, another good Vincent Price remake is House of Wax. I
love House of Wax. Yep. House of Wax, the remake, does not get enough recognition. You know what? I'm going to do a watch party about that here soon because I don't give a damn.
Yeah, it is a good one. It is good. It doesn't get enough credit.
I just think I never saw the original. I saw like how the twist is in the original, and yeah, it's completely different in this one. I don't think it should be the same thing. But what they did with the remake was so creative and well done. And the slasherness of it, the cast was great, and people really just want to hate on it because it has Paris Hilton in it. And I don't think that's a reason to hate on a movie. I think that I think that if she was like the hero or something and defeated everything, and she was our final girl, I think, okay, yeah, that's a little far fetched. But she wasn't. She played her role, and she got dealt with, you know, in great fashion. In my opinion,
and a lot of those like haters, like they love slasher movies, and House of Wax is a perfect slasher movie. It has everything you want. in a slasher. And it's and like you said, it's also creative too with the way they dealt with the story and how it all turned out for that remake. And yeah, it's an amazing remake and it's an amazing slasher film. I put that right next to Friday 13 Final Chapter when it comes to just great slasher flicks for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. All right. Jerome Boone says Stu's origin plays out in Serial Mom, then Animal Room, which didn't get the recognition. I never saw Animal Room.
That's some of his early stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Serial Mom for sure, but Animal Room I don't really remember too much of.
Stu's origins. What does he mean by that, though?
Yeah, Stu's origins. I think that like maybe that's where that's how he became Psycho. Like he's just trying to tie the movies together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah. May Ann says I'll be back. Okay, cool, because she's going to be watching the movie with us. She watched Girl House with us last night, which was a good time. So yeah, if y'all are down to watch this demonic movie, download Tubi. It's free, and we can watch Demonic. It might be on other streaming platforms. I haven't Googled it yet.
I already got it loaded up right here.
All right. Well, this is where we're going to call it. We're going to drop your socks and grab your what? But yeah, this has been great, guys. Thank you so much for coming on tonight and having a good discussion on Scream and other horror movies. Like all roads lead to Woodsboro, so this has just been like a fun time. I miss the feeling that we get with these whodunits, and I just hope that Scream 7 is going to shock us. And if they do shock us, make that killer menacing. Let's make that killer menacing. That's all I'm asking for Scream 7 is a good reveal, a good motive, and Stu to be back and be serious. I want it to be serious. I want it to be dark. I want to know that there are stakes here. You know, I don't want it to feel just like a action movie. That's how I felt at the end of Scream 6. Like the whole climax felt like an action movie to me. So, yeah, guys.
What if he takes off the mask and he just doesn't say anything?
No words? He's speechless, just standing there, just looking at him.
You have a nice, like, smile.
I want him to talk.
I know, me too. I'm just fucking around.
I don't know, man. I want him to talk.
Oh, man. Could you imagine how many people in that moment would be like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Looking at him? Yeah.
Yeah, you're just staring a hole through him, not saying nothing. And it's just like, okay, so what's your motive?
What if they just use like the CGI or the AI of Matthew Lillard and put it on the killer? You know, like they did the CGI mask for Halloween H2O or whatever.
Bro. Oh, man. Oh.
Hey, we gave y'all what y'all want. What else do you want? Maybe the
I'm gonna say this.
Actor.
I'm gonna say this. If that happened, right now, Craven, he's really like mild tempered, really cool. You know what I mean?
He flip his shit.
I'm telling you right now. He's not only throwing his popcorn at the screen, he's probably grabbing other people's in the audience popcorn and throwing it at the screen too. Like, he's going to go off. Like, that, everybody would go off. That would be crazy if they did some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, man. I think that would be worse than seeing Corey Cunningham tackle Michael Myers and steal his mask.
Oh, man.
That was the moment I was like, almost... Like I kind of like stood up from my chair and was like pissed off, and then I like sat back down. I'm like, all right, where are they going with this? Like I was irritated.
Bro, my eyes hurt just thinking about it right now. Oh my goodness. Like, yeah, man, like it took me out of the movie basically right then and there. It was already taking me out of the movie because like it's not even the whole Corey Cunningham aspect. The truth of the matter is, Halloween Ends is a boring movie.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
it's
It's not a lot going on.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You want to tell this new story with this new character, but it was boring. So, and then just the other stuff was just extra added bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly think the whole movie would have been a lot better, honestly, if he went down there and he had a little rant and Michael Myers handed him the knife and the mask instead of it being a whole struggle and taking it.
I wouldn't even like that. I just wish they would have killed. I would like this movie so much more if you would have went with not having Corey meet Michael, because the thing is this: you already set the stage when that accident happened with that kid. Now everybody in the community thinks he's the boogeyman.
Right.
You didn't need to have Michael Myers to subsequently motivate him, because even before he met Michael, when them kids were bullying him and he crushes the glass in his hand, you start to see the rage right there.
Mm-hmm.
They should have just killed Michael in his house, maybe shown Laurie bulldozing the house in Halloween Kills. Something. Like, they should have just killed him off then.
I did want the climax to happen at that house that was all boarded up. Instead of Laurie's house, I wanted it to be at
Wait, at Michael's or at Laurie's old house?
The house from the beginning of the movie where the kid got killed.
Oh.
I thought that would have been a cool area to do it, you know?
Well, I mean, man, listen. I mean, I'm a firm believer of Corey in so many ways became Michael.
Mm-hmm.
We started seeing him do his mannerisms, the way he walked, everything. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody liked this enough to wants to pick it up and Corey's alive.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I
went
really
like
would.
They could do a supernatural realm to it, to where he's zombie Michael now.
Yeah, I was gonna say did Michael break his neck and kill him?
Yeah,
well,
but, I mean, they could take the Halloween, the Jason Lives approach with his character. People probably don't.
Well, see, not even that. They can just take the Halloween approach, because how many times have we seen Michael Myers take punishment that should have killed him and he lived?
Yeah.
You know, like, and if this kid, in so many ways, they made him become Michael Myers. If he's supposed to be the new shape, as Laurie implied at the end, you know, saying Michael isn't just, you know, he's not like the boogeyman like everybody thought. Evil comes in shape. You know what I mean? It takes shape in all of us.
Yeah.
So, like, if that's the case, they could bring him back, and that's what I fear for 10 to 20 years down the road.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. I liked Corey Cunningham. I like Rowan Campbell. I thought he did a good job, you know. And he's going to be at Halloween 45, and I'll get his autograph. I'll talk to him.
Yeah, I will too. Yeah, I'm not going to hate on the guy. He showed up and he did his job, and
yeah,
I don't hate him for the movie. He's not the writer. He's not.
No.
He did a good job. He's a good actor. So I'm not going to sit here and just like shit on him at all.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's some people, some in the fandom that said, "Oh, he didn't do a good job." He was like, they didn't believe in his darkness, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Did you not see that mirror scene? Like, that kid tapped into that darkness pretty good."
Yeah.
And you gotta admit, man, his killing spree was awesome.
He did have a
the junkyard scene I liked.
Yeah.
I like the DJ getting killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the DJ kill was pretty good. It was pretty gnarly. But I liked the junkyard scene more just because that score.
Yeah. That
score was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty pretty well done. It's just it's all in the script though. That's all. That's the issue that I have is the story.
Absolutely.
But yeah, guys, this has been great. I'm going to wrap it up. We went a little bit longer than we're pushing 3 hours on the stream now. So
yes, sir.
Stay tuned. As soon as we go offline, we are going to be coming right back online here in just a minute for a watch party for Demonic. So if you want to join us and join the watch party, you can hit the play at the same time and watch this movie with us. This will be I Shot Him 6 Times and Dom's first experience checking out Demonic.
Yes, sir.
It's been years since I've seen it, so I'm looking forward to checking it out. So I would like y'all to join us on there. Even if you don't even watch the movie, you just want to come by and hang out with us in the chat and chit chat. I'm cool with that. So thank you for supporting this channel, and thank you for supporting the stream. If you haven't done so yet, smash that like button. I really appreciate it. Helps out the algorithm, and I'll see y'all on another time. Marcus, you want to plug in anything that you're working on? And
tomorrow night, I gotta set it or whatever time's good for you. Probably around 11 p.m. Eastern time. We're gonna go live doing Insidious spoiler talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Because I do have a members only watch party, but that's scheduled at 8 o'clock. So that should only run for like 2 hours. Perfect timing for me it gives me still an hour to go on at 11.
Yeah. Okay. Dom, what about you?
Yeah, well, right now I'm just been streaming a lot of games. I've been streaming Friday the 13th game. I've been playing that a lot. And I also started doing a playthrough on The Evil Within 2, and hopefully yeah, it's a good game, and hopefully find someone to play with on the Quarry, because I haven't played the Quarry. I don't know anything about it except for the actors that are in it and stuff. So I don't know, like I think I asked you, Destin, in the chat if you maybe wanted to play, but if you're down, but I'm definitely still looking for someone to play with on the Quarry and get that live stream going, and then more stuff, more games to come to keep playing.
Awesome. Well, everybody, if you're not subscribed to I Shot Him 6 Times or Dominic St. Clair, do yourself a favor and head over there and show them some love and some support. Like they both have some really great content, great theories. Both of these guys, they're not strangers to the channel here. So if I have them on my channel and if I'm recommending them, it's some legit shit. They got some really cool stuff. And probably sometimes I look at y'all stuff and I'm like, man, I'm kind of jelly. I'm like, damn, I didn't think of that. so yeah.
Barbaric minds, man. Barbaric minds.
Yeah. I'm just like, man, y'all are killing it. But man, it's much love, man. It's much love. I'm so proud of y'all, and I love
appreciate it, man.
And y'all are great
proud
friends.
of you too, buddy. You're closing in on 3K.
I know, man. I'm kind of like, wow, man, where did that come from? Like, it just kind of
the hard work and the dedication, my friend.
Yeah.
Don't ever short credit yourself. You put hard work into this bad boy too.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Scream is where it's at. Scream's hot, and those videos do something serious, right?
They do. They really do.
Yeah. But yeah. All right, guys. I'm closing it up. We will be back live watching Demonic here for a watch party. So I hope to see y'all back. At least have an audience to hang out if you don't watch the movie. So all of us, I'll see y'all backstage, but we'll all be right back.
I'll be right back.